killers. America got a thing for the gangsta shit. They love me. Black Chuckers, Black Philly, London, Billy. I take spin over rainbow shit. I'm a fan who got this silver jump tape on my tray and handle. The women in my life bring confusion shit. So like nigga, when you jet, holler. It's me. I chose niggas around me so cold. Man, my heart done froze. I built an empire on a loaded house. Don't know I'm the weatherman. I kick it over. You can make this snow. Sit back, watch it turn the dope. Watch it go out the dope. Hold after hope. You know, homie, I'm just triple beam. Dreaming, niggas read, scheming. I feel I live the good life. The reason just being. You see my weapon next to me, so you can't see. The penitentiary is definitely out the question for me. I want to find a thing to save my life. So I hustle. Maybe you get in my way, but I'm trying to get mine. And I fuck you. I don't care where you come at all, where you from. Nigga, fuck you. I want to find a thing to save my life. So I hustle. I don't know shit about gymnastics. I saw my soul bricks. Black talent start flying. When a nigga flip, I cook back in the microwave. Niggas can't fuck with me, man. My cookies. Call me shit, boy, y'all busy. Check my logic. Smokers don't like season and weird shit. I see a bit of plants in the crib that's chronic. And I'm selling them for 500 a pop, goddammit. I sell anything on my hustle, I know how to grind. Still can break you, put it in water and tell you it's fine. If you analyze me, what you find is the DNA of a broken. What goes on in my mind is contagious, hypnotic. It sounds melodic. If rap was the block boss spot, I'd be that poking product. Now get up from me, flashy, far from low key. And you can locate me whenever that dope be getting money, man. They say my life, so I hustle. Nigga, you get in my way while I'm trying to get mine. And I fuck you. I don't care who you come with or who you from. Nigga, fuck you. I want to find a thing to save my life, so I hustle. It's a hustler's ambition. Close your eyes, listen, see my vision. Mossberg pumping, shotgun jumping. The drama means nothing. It's part of the game. Catch clear in the mood, switching lanes or in the jewels, switching chains or upgrade from dirty BS. Plain BS. Rock that I can win. I'm full of adrenaline, play the bird and get nauseous. Watching the spin, I make plans to make it a prisoner of the state. Now I can invite your ass out to my estate. Them hollow tips get me up, but I'm back in shape. Go press down in the blender, make a routine shake. I'm like the East Coast #1 Playboy P. You have to tell you he ain't got shit on me. The fans watch me, I see they can't stop me. Racist, you point at me, looking nigga ratchet. Hello, I want to find a thing to save my life, so I hustle. Nigga, you get in my way while I'm trying to get mine, and I fuck you. I don't care who you come with or who you from. Nigga, fuck you. I want to find a thing to save my life, so I hustle.
What's happening, brothers? Happy New Year to you all. Let me turn this motherfucking camera on, man. Let me turn this motherfucker on, dog. Let y'all check me out, man. Remember, grown man attire with my motherfucking thing on right there, man. I know normally I don't do my live stream looking at myself. I don't really like looking at myself, so it's always a problem with me trying to concentrate when I'm doing the shit. But I'm gonna turn it back off. Just let y'all know, you know what I'm saying? Just y'all see my face on this new year. We're gonna be doing some new things with the stream in my face, showing my face, because they talking about people showing their faces and shit, which I don't have a problem with that. I'm always on some grown man shit. Anyway, so let's turn this motherfucker. Oh shit, wrong thing. Ooh, fix that shit. Boom. Let's get it. All right. Anyway, how y'all fellas doing, man? I see we got Tony Davis in the building, man. D Flemings, SO, man. What's happening? Q Knox, Big Rich. What's happening, homies? Yeah, man. I see you on Riverfield, man. What's happening, bro? Life at times of the conventional. Hey, that's a good man. I like that. Well, salute to you, brother. True, man. What's happening? I already seen C. Douglas in the building, man. It's good y'all brothers in here, perspective, man. I'm glad y'all could join me. Pretty sure a lot of other guys that went on probably before midnight last night, probably earlier tonight, man. I've been running behind the ball, man. I've been ripping and running like a motherfucker. And it ain't been in no celebration mode, man. I've actually been out here grinding. I've been networking, making some moves and stuff, doing some things that I need to do, man. So anyway, tonight, man, I'm probably have some other guys joining the panel, man. See if my brother Ice want to jump in, man. Hulk, anybody else that's gonna be, want to get on there. I'm actually going to put the link. I'm gonna put the link in the chat. But I want to start by saying, man, that you see around this time of the year, it's always gonna be some people are talking about cutting people off and all this shit. And if you notice, man, it's always the same people who are saying the same shit every year. And the unfortunate truth is you don't know how to become the best version of yourself. And what do I mean by that? It's because you cannot look in the mirror. You cannot hold yourself accountable for your own predicament. So you will come with this delusion of changing your life at the snap of a finger once New Year's come here. This is what delusional people do. They figure they can change their life, without actually putting in the work. Everything is just going to change for you all of a sudden just because it's a new year. See, me being the alpha male that I am, being the man that I am, every day is New Year's to me. Because tomorrow isn't promised. You understand what I'm saying? So, instead of having a New Year's resolution, you should have a new day's resolutions, tomorrow's resolution. Everything that you do should be in a sequence of events to make yourself the best version of yourself. Starting small, man. Just writing down your goals, man. Small achievements, man. Small things that you want to do, man. Because if you take care of those small things that you put on that list, see, once you put it on paper, you tend to stick to that. And once you start accomplishing those things that you write down, you start to build more confidence within yourself, man. And you start taking care of your motherfucking business. Small steps lead to bigger steps. You know what I'm saying? But you have these motherfuckers out here. I'm gonna tell you something. Anytime I hear a motherfucker talking about I'm cutting people off, man, every year, motherfucker, no, the problem is you. The problem is you. Maybe it's because you don't, take the time to set a standard for the type of people you interact with. The quality of people that you surround yourself with says a lot about you as a man. And I'll tell you something else. The more alpha you are, the more on your shit you are, the older, the wiser you become, the smaller your circle is going to be anyway. Because people that are, like-minded men like yourself, they're not going to be around you a lot because they're going to be too busy to take care of their motherfucking business. You understand what I'm saying? When you run into each other in passing, man, y'all might kick it and chop it up for a few minutes, but you going on about your motherfucking day, about your business. It ain't no love lost, but you just don't have time to waste doing some bullshit, unproductive shit. This is why I say, guys, man, be wary of motherfuckers who can set up and do these long ass live streams, man. Because if you can set up on a computer and monitor for 4, 5 hours, 3 hours, hey, bro, you're not taking care of your motherfucking business. You understand what I'm saying? What's going on, Coach Warren? What's happening? Co-Hulk, what's up, man? What's happening, man? I dropped that link, man. I'm put that link back in there just in case you fellas want to jump on here, man. So, it's a new year, and I'm not coming with the new year, new me shit, but I would hope, that a lot of guys start to focus more of their attention on themselves. You understand what I'm saying? And when I say focus more on yourself, I'm talking about everything that you're trying to build, everything that you're trying to accomplish is simply for your well-being. It is something that's going to, that you're going to have, that's going to improve your your quality of life, everything that you do, whether it's working out, your finances. This is something I'm in my future streams, man. I'm going to actually start talking to you guys about some of the things that I actually do, as far as networking and making income. Not to get off the subject, but I just wanted to touch on that. And this is something that I want you guys to take this moving forward on this first day of January 2020. I want you guys to take this along with you. What we're going to do is we're going to start having multiple streams of income. Multiple streams of income, legal income. This is something that we all need to, this is a goal that you guys need to write down tonight. You may have a job that's paying you well, but it's also, you also need to have some, a hustle, a side hustle, small things, you know, and especially if you're a single man, this is the type of information that is necessary. Now, you can hear people sit up and talk about, you know, oh, being a truck driver, being a welder and all that stuff, but what are you going to do outside of that too? You know, hustlers don't sleep, man. You gotta have, that's why I played that song at the beginning, man. You gotta have the ambition to want more out of life. And the only way you're gonna have more is putting in the work. And that's what I'm talking about with these people with these resolutions and shit. If you haven't worked, you had 12 months to work on your motherfucking self. If you haven't done nothing productive in the 12 months, one day ain't gonna change that. Wow. What's going on, Hook? Yeah, man. Oh, so what's going on, Hook? How you doing, bro? Yo, yo. Oh man, you may have to drop out and come back, bro. It's acting up there. Well, yeah, you may have to come back. Yeah, man. So you know, if you had 365 days to make a difference in your life, make a change in your life, having a New Year's resolution and all that bullshit, man. If you haven't stuck to your goals for 365 days, you ain't gonna stick to the motherfuckers the next 365 unless you've actually taken a look in the mirror and understand that a lot of the problem comes from you. Okay, let's try it again. We're gonna bring Hulk back.
Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, I hear you. I hear you fine now, bro. What's good? How you doing, man? Happy New Year.
I'm good. You know, I was just listening to you in the chat, man, and you're right, man. Every day could be our last. We don't wait for the new year. We live every day, man. We learn, we grow, we build. We don't wait for no man. We don't wait for no situation. We make stuff happen.
Exactly. I've been saying a lot of talk, man. I mean, even though I've been busy ripping and running and stuff, man, I have been tuning in to a lot of the guys' channels and stuff, man. BOA dropped a bomb yesterday, man. I was like, oh shit, I had to share that. So I've been trying to catch up on a lot of content and stuff, man. In the middle of doing a lot of things that I need to do. I know I'm not able to chat on a lot of live streams and stuff, but I'll be listening, you know, and
Yeah.
I like a lot of the talking points that a lot of brothers are having, discussing things that we need to do as men moving forward. That talk about motherfucking females and shit, man. That we're gonna leave that shit in 2019 from my,
Facts.
in my opinion, man, because we have some things that we need to work on. Some things, man. It's all about getting more. We need to gravitate toward empowering ourselves financially, spiritually, and physically.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? We got ice,
There's
man.
nothing.
Go ahead.
There's nothing that a female can give us that we can't do ourselves. You know, we have to be right so we can lead them. We don't need them to do anything for us.
Yeah, man. But see, man, like I said, bro, I'm gonna stick by my guns when I say this, man. These broads are out here struggling. It's a survival tactic that they're using to lure men into, paying for this and taking care of them and all this other stuff, man. And the entitlement is there. But at the end of the day, man, we have the option to not deal with the trash.
Exactly.
If you wanna get your passport and go to Brazil, Colombia, whatever you choose to do as a man, you are a man. It is your decision to do. Don't let no one shame you out of doing something that you want to do, especially if you feel like it's productive for you.
Exactly.
What's going on, Ice?
Indeed, D. What's going on, brother? What's going on? Blessings and peace.
Hey.
Man, what's going on, Hawk? What's going on, GMB?
Respect.
You got anything you want to add, guys, man? I start sweating in this motherfucker.
I hear you, man. I hear you, man. I mean, fellas, is that, as you know it, man, what I've been focusing on is building up the inner man. I think that's the most important thing. You build yourself up. Don't be concerned with what other, dudes is doing. Don't be concerned about the women or whatever like that. You build yourself up. Because just like a sun, you look at the planets that revolve around it. You know what I mean? So if you deal with women, well, actually, you know what? Make a correction. If women deal with you, they have to be able to reflect what you're doing. They have to be about your interests and be about your business.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Well, what I noticed about a lot of the talk is that there's a lot of priority around women, and we're not prioritizing this personal responsibility. We come back to the same things: personal responsibility, self-improvement, masculinity. These are intrinsic to what defines a man, his purpose. And like even on my channel, I've been trying to tell people to look within, man, especially as men. Look within, get your spirit aligned with the Most High. Get your thoughts logical and live in common sense. Do all these basic things, because a lot of these basic things expose a lot of weaknesses. They expose a lot of darkness that we lead ourselves into. Even with women, a lot of that is not dealing with ourselves. We're blind to what's going on because we're not aligned inwardly correctly.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. That's why these guys always talk about how women don't see the value in them, or more importantly, you don't see the value in yourself.
Exactly.
And the only way you can actually see the value, you can't see the value without reevaluating or evaluating, period.
Look, I tell people all the time, I'm my harshest critic. I hold myself up to a high standard. So there's no standard anyone else can lay me up to that I don't put myself up to. So I'm not worried about criticism. I don't fear criticism because I'm always improving. I'm always in a state of growing in wisdom and just overall strength, and strength defined spiritually, mentally, physically, all levels. I'm not one dimensional.
Absolutely.
Economically, everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. But I found that if you attack things the right way, if you start spiritually, you know what I'm saying, and you have that,
Mm-hmm.
You can conquer, your spiritual issues, and you start indoctrinating, finding your own spirituality, you will tend to have more discipline, and then and that will transcend into getting in the gym, getting your finances in order. It all starts with the spiritual, man. And I believe that if you have discipline, if you start having the self discipline and the self confidence to go out and do the things that you need to do for yourself as well, the quality of life that you live will change, man. Just like the type of women that guys complain about, you will look at that as like, I wouldn't deal with this bitch no way. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't entertain this type of person. No matter how she looks, she could look like, like we know all these damn IG models, they look just alike, man. So when you look at these type of people, you're not enamored with what they call beauty or whatever it is. You look at as a low level strag who is seeking attention, who cannot bring anything to your program. Okay, so
yeah, you bring up a great point about building in the spirit, because in the spirit that exposes our own weaknesses and basically exposes our own internal corruption, the things that blind us to our own evil vices. Like, we all have things that sometimes we can be blind to, but when you start building your spirit, you expose the nature of your flesh, what you need to build self-control in. You start aligning systems and patterns to help you be more disciplined and stay focused. Like you said, it all comes from the spirit, because that's holding ourselves up to the perfect standard. So we expose everything broken in us, and we learn how to lean on the right principles and values and wisdom to overcome those things.
Absolutely. Because brothers have to look at pain and difficulty as the purification of that spirit.
Right. I don't fear adversity, man. I tell people I welcome adversity, and even though it's a part of life, man. It's the only thing that makes me continue to overcome and become my better self. I don't expect life to be easy. I don't look for handouts. Like you, grown man, I was raised by a very hard grandfather who took no nonsense. He had a strong ethic and a respect mindset. So, to me, that molded me to be who I am today, where I am self-reliant. I'm always preparing. I'm always seeking wisdom. I'm never being complacent because complacency in the world that we live in is foolish, man. You have to always be in a state of evolution and progress with your life. You should never think that you've reached a goal because it's an ongoing process, man. You're always learning, you're always understanding, you're always developing your business ventures. Like you said, man, you're busy, you're doing a lot of things. If you have a family, man, that's even more motivation to improve yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of which, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, Ice. Go ahead.
Speaking of which, just when he was speaking of, when Adam was in the garden, was he looking for Eve? Did he even know he even needed a bitch, or was he just busy tilling the ground, working on his purpose?
Yep, that's fact.
Right, you're right. And I say this all the time too, man. I mean, your circumstances, no matter how dire they have been, man, it builds character.
It does.
Me personally, I can't trust a man that hasn't been in the trenches before, man. I can't, I can't really trust a broad that much because, that hasn't been through some kind of adversity.
Because they don't know who they are.
Exactly. Through adversity is the way you find out who you are, and what type of man you are. What
That's
you're
it.
really made of, man. And I ain't even gonna lie, man. On a personal level, I have been molded through the fire. You understand what I'm saying?
Nah, I agree, man. I tell people as rough as people say my life has been, I would do it again because I would not compromise who I am today and who I'm growing to be every day. I cannot take for granted the man I am right now. I'd rather be the man that comes through the fire better than to be the blind fool who's walking into the fire, not realizing it's fire.
Absolutely. I'm going through the fire right now, and people don't even know it. I've been going through the fire for a while, but I don't carry that attitude as though I'm in agony, like, it's burning, it hurts. No. I just say thank you.
The fire purifies, man. It burns off the weakness. It forces us to have self-control and focus that we normally wouldn't have. That we would have been wayward in our thinking. We would have been lazy, complacent. We don't have, I never had the option to goof around and go around and just impregnate a whole bunch of women. I never had that life. My life was always pretty much life or death for me. So it's kept me focused, and I'm grateful because I see the results of being focused. I see the results of having self-control, of not giving into all my selfish desires. Yes, as a man, we get lustful, but lust can be very, very dire if you do it without, out of the wrong structure. If you don't have structure with it, if you don't do it in the right design, it can be very detrimental for your life. Many guys have these bad situations that constantly come from the consequences of bad decisions.
Key word you said, focus. Whatever you give your focus to, wherever you give attention to, grows. So you have to be violent with your focus. Like, whereas though you're only fixated on it. Like, I mean, things can get sacrificed. Not like in a sense like violent, like you physically hurt somebody, but like, look, I mean, you just cut everything short. You're like, look, okay, this is what's going on, but this is what I need to do.
But I understand that it starts and ends with me. And I want to go back to something that you mentioned a few minutes ago. Being comfortable in your own skin, man. Actually knowing who you really are. You know what I'm saying? When you look in the mirror and you can look yourself in the eye and know that you're doing everything that you can in your power to be the best version of yourself for yourself, then you will start to be comfortable in your own skin. You understand what I'm saying? I always say, man, I could, just say if the Most High granted me the ability to be any other man in this world, It could be Jay-Z. It could be fucking Warren Buffett. It could be just any name any celebrity. You can name these people. I still would not want to be any of those men.
Exactly.
If you were to ask men honestly, would they rather be these men? And most of them would say, you know, if they could be honest with themselves, they would say they would want to be LeBron James. They would say, but see, at the end of the day, that shows that you have an insecurity. You still, you know, lack security within yourself. And that stuff can tend to fester, man. I've seen it happen when guys who have come to grips with, in some cases, me and Ice have talked about this behind closed doors. Some men had to come to grips with their own sexuality. You know, this is why a lot of guys, you know, hate women like real deal. You know, you know. So I mean, these are things that come from letting that type of stuff fester. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They mask their securities with external shit. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, oh, check out my mink. Check out my watch. Check out my shoes. No, motherfucker, check the fuck up out of here. Anytime you gotta use external shit to try to increase your value with someone else or try to gain approval from someone else, it shows to me that you're weak. You know?
Weak and empty.
Exactly.
It's in you, not on you.
You know, we define the things around us. They don't define us.
And you have to look at the other thing as far as with, you know, money and status and everything like that. All that really is just energy. So really, all you really have to do is readjust. Actually, learn your own energy and learn how to channel it, and basically put that focus and that fortitude into it, and you'll get to wherever you need to be. Because those guys, Jay-Z, whoever, they're living their truth. They're living what their God-given talent. So you to basically discover your God-given talent, and you to focus your energy into that and your focus.
Yeah, because a lot of guys, they see the wealth and they see the attention, but they don't see the compromise of character. They don't see how these guys yield to agendas. You know, they have to push these agendas, the LGBT agendas and stuff, to keep their endorsements and all that. See, I stand on principle. I will not compromise my value or my faith for any external thing. Money, attention, none of that means anything to me if I'm not right with God. So, you know, I see that as infinite value for me. And that keeps me aligning myself with the internal things that come from the Most High and not from the external things.
And I'm gonna tell you something, man. You know, for guys who are still following these celebrities, just understand that these people don't follow the Most High, man. These people are worshipers of a lot of demonic, pagan entities. And you know, a lot of these guys, I mean, if you do your research on a lot of the things that actually happen, I mean, for you guys who don't listen to Chronicles of Judah, I was
I follow him. Yeah.
And Chronicles of Judah, he breaks a lot of this shit down for down to a molecular level. To a lot of you guys need to understand that a lot of these people that you think are entertainers, they're celebrities, they have all this money and stuff. Really and truly, they don't have any of that stuff. They are only just pawns and puppets to push the agenda to get you to buy into things like homosexuality, pedophilia, even in some cases. And you know, this left-leaning agendas, man. You know what I'm saying? That is quite detrimental to to man, especially the black man. Okay.
Exactly.
That's real.
Guard your temple. You know what I mean? Your mind is actually the temple of God. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry, Logic. You about to light up, man. I feel it.
Man. Look, man. You know, it's funny you bring up that brother, and I tell people, man, this world is, you know, we are the light of the world. You know, particularly the men. Like, people don't realize that the structure, the morality, the values, all of this is what makes anything have any value. Like, you give money to a fool, what is he going to do with it but destroy himself? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't have the spiritual values to use money to benefit good things in your life, then it has no benefit at all. And you know, and people are caught on this vanity and all this stuff, man. And you know, vanity really means nothing. It means nothing. If you break down the word, it's empty.
Exactly.
You know, Solomon in the Bible, he said, there's nothing new under the sun. All that is under the sun is vexation, is vanity and vexation of spirit. Means it just brings you grief. It's a lot of depressed people, particularly men. And I'm gonna bring this point up. A lot of these celebrities are the most depressed people ever. Man, they get drunk, they on drugs, they got to sleep with a whole bunch of women just to feel like somebody. That's a poor existence. That's not no existence at all.
Absolutely. And Solomon asked for wisdom. He didn't ask for riches and everything. He asked for wisdom. And it says that in Proverbs, wisdom and understanding. What is wisdom and understanding? Wisdom is the awareness of self, and understanding is the manifestation of that wisdom. That's what you should seek.
Yeah. And see that kind having that kind of need, or seeing those things as valuable, comes from the spiritual aspect of life. It won't come from, you know, what the world is telling you. The world's going to tell you to pour all your energy into vanity and being an attention seeker. You know, a lot of this celebrity worship goes hand in hand with the women worship. It's two sides of the same coin.
Well, you better, hey, bro, you better flame that shit. You better flame
I'm
that
just
shit.
saying.
Hey,
Look, these dudes.
Go ahead.
I said these dudes that follow these celebrities, the biggest reason they follow celebrities because they want the illusion of the women that these celebrities garner. And most of these celebrities are down low. Y'all heard what Tank said, that foolishness he's talking about.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro.
Exactly. And that's almost feminine, like female trait. Like
Almost.
The follow. Yeah. You follow. I don't know what's going on, but I have chicks that tell me all the time, like, what's going on social media? This person's doing this. I don't know any of that shit because I'm not paying attention to that. I live in my own world.
Well, Q Knox just mentioned Pharrell. That's another one. You know,
we know he's suspect.
This new masculinity. Get the fuck out of here, man.
Him wearing that dress or whatever.
Bro, I'll tell you, man. Somebody, the guy deserves to be bitch slapped. Like,
you know
for
what new
real,
masculinity
man.
means, right? You know what the new masculinity means. Oh, shout out to Manimal, man. I seen you in there, man. Sorry I didn't get a chance. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. I'm sorry I didn't. You know what I mean? I'm not really.
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, but you know, they said that Puff Daddy, which is, I don't even like saying his name because that's not a masculine name, but that guy says he's coming out the closet, but he's been out the closet. So
look at the name Puff Daddy. Those are the guys that they would see, like they were in porn. They get the guys like erect. They'd be behind the scenes, like topping them off.
Wow.
See?
You learned something. Get the fuck out of here, man.
Yes.
Pure evil, man. Pure evil.
Yeah, just like the fucking like the little rock band Limp Bizkit. You look up what Limp Bizkit means. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real, man. Come on, bro.
And it's like once you wake up, it's so obvious. You're like, how didn't you notice and see this before? But see, people are being indoctrinated and they're being force fed this attention-seeking, narcissistic culture where everybody does anything for attention. It's all about being liked, you know. And people don't realize to be a seeker of truth, to stand in righteousness will put you in an island on a world like this.
Tell me about it.
You're not going to be able to relate to a lot of people.
Man, I'm gonna tell you something. Man, don't get me wrong. I got an Instagram, man. Don't get me wrong. But it goes back to something that Jap had said a while back. He was like, man, look down your Instagram, man. How many of these worthless ass motherfucking broads are you following? He said, you know, you should feel less than a man for following a bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Fact.
Yeah, it's true.
In a following position. And it's the same way with these celebrities, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck what happened with any of these motherfuckers, to be honest. I'm pretty much focused on, now, if it's some detrimental shit, then yeah, I'm gonna speak on it. You goddamn right, I'm gonna speak on fucking Dwayne Wade letting his son run out here and be a damn fruitcake. You know, I think that's a problem. Because now you got other young boys that's thinking that shit is cool. Or Alicia Keys talking about her son getting his fingernails polished and shit, man. Come on, bro. Of course, I'm going to talk about that shit.
And see, these celebrities are promoting that. You know, it's one thing I thought about one day. I was like, wow, I was thinking about pornography, and I was thinking, it's people don't think about it, but for a man, pornography, it kind of indoctrinates you to want a woman that's actually having sex with another man. If you think about the concept of that, you are looking and craving a woman that's being penetrated by another man.
But the fact you're looking at another man.
Yeah,
exactly. But exactly that too, and it's turning you into is weirding you out to the point where, you know, as much as we as men, we enjoy women, it's just like, what is going on, man? Like, this woman is, I mean, it'll make your mind explode when you just break it down in the simplest terms. You're looking at a man and you're craving and desiring a woman that's having sex with a man. That's like you peeking in somebody else's window of a man having sex with his woman, and you wanting to be either him or you want her after him. Either one is stupid.
You're right, man. And you know, and granted, I'm not gonna. Oh, goddamn right, I watched that shit because I didn't know any better. But you gotta feel some type. Of,
we all got caught up on that, man.
Oh yeah, but you gotta feel some type of way if you're a 30-plus-year-old man and you're still caught up on that shit, man. You understand what I'm saying? Sitting up that bitch jacking off and all this other bullshit. You don't have enough discipline to control your goddamn lust. Come on, man. You know, just think about this shit. You sitting up this motherfucker jacking your shit, man, as a grown ass man, bro.
I mean, especially when you can manifest and go get yourself a real woman. Go get yourself a real woman, man. Go. First of all, when you're a man.
Hey,
go ahead, bro.
I ain't mean to cut you off. Shit, I'm pretty sure you got $40, man. We all got $40. This is 2020. This is the year of the $40 bill. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. So it's not a problem. Y'all be a little bitch need a cell phone bill paid or whatever. Come on. I mean,
when you're a master.
Before I go in that bitch with a lotion bottle and pleasure my goddamn self, I would go down the street and find one of them $40 bitches.
Absolutely.
Fuck, have a whole team of them.
Look what you're doing, man. You're bringing death to yourself. When you look at the semen has zinc, and it has your spirit, it has your mind, it has your body. That's what it creates life. Yep. So you're basically putting death to yourself by just spilling on the floor. That's why it says in the Bible, it's better to spill your seed in the belly of a whore than on the ground.
Now that's deep.
Yep.
That's deep. Because I mean, and let's make a disclaimer. Don't go don't get a whore and put your stuff in her belly.
Oh yeah.
But the scripture is basically saying that's the value that's coming out of your body. And you know, for you to just waste it, it's better for you to use it in its natural function than to create a false illusion. Because that's what it does. It makes people live in their head. People don't know how to communicate now. We live in a world where people are scared. They don't know how to communicate. Do y'all notice that men stare at you now? They don't speak. Yeah. They stare at you like women.
Oh yeah, and back in the day, man, something that happened to you for doing that, for looking too long.
Yeah.
Or looking at all.
Like do a head nod, say what's up, brother, and keep it moving. But don't just look. It's a weird, scary. It's a weird world we live in now, and this is, you know.
A lot of these guys are looking with a lustful eye.
Yeah, I say, bro, I'm being honest with you. I think the numbers is around 8 to 10. Like 8 out of 10 guys are bati fish. You know what I mean? I'm talking about like baked fish, salmon, ackee and saltfish, flame fish fry, homosexuals. Flat out, man.
Look. I you know, sadly, I hate to say this, but I won't doubt it. You know, because between
is one of them.
Between the single motherhood, all the boys that are being raised around women, and this culture of, you know, it's almost men are worshiping women so much until it's almost becoming into a jealousy until they want to be women.
But they do want to be women.
They want the attention that women get instead of just being a man and realizing that to be completely overwhelmed and controlled by your lust and your nature is against your design. They're actually wanting to be like a woman and be overly emotional, be overly controlled by their sexual nature, having no control over honing onto their senses and mastering their senses. These are man-like things. We see something controlling us, we immediately control it. We subdue nature. We have dominion over the earth. This is our God-given right. You know, this is what we're designed for, not to go around and be controlled and go hang with our tongue out, chasing everything that, you know, men, there's an epidemic of men chasing women that don't want them.
Absolutely. You're doing anything. I think I was just talking to Doug the other day about the story of this girl told this guy. Basically, she said, I'm not really interested in you, but you can take me to, was it Ocean Prime? Now she's going to run that ticket up.
Of course.
So
we got no respect for him.
Just by the virtue of a woman giving me an ultimatum, or just by the virtue of her mentioning Ocean Prime, like, my attitude is, shit, you're lucky you even get to be around me.
Exactly. And see, women see us as we see ourselves as men. A woman will never reveal your value to us unless we know our value. And even then, I don't need a woman to tell me anything, because I already know who I am. See, all she can do is confirm what I know, but she's never going to tell me anything about myself, you know, because I know who I am.
But this is how you know that woman has that value. That woman sees the value that you see in yourself. When she sees you, she's automatically in her natural role of servitude. Yeah,
and they enjoy it. You know, there's this thing about the fear of male rulership, and the issue is that, and I tell guys all the time, a woman won't come to, if a woman doesn't come to you as a man, if you're a masculine man and you project strength, but you also project righteousness, and you stand on the principles of the Most High, see, that's going to fear a woman if she's functioning in the shadows, if she has a dark, evil heart. So it's a good thing that woman doesn't be bold enough to approach you, because she sees the light in you. She knows that she can't try you. She will go find a weaker man. And see, a lot of men, they are chasing around women because they're lost. You know, and it's like, it's to the point where darkness finds darkness. Darkness seeks darkness.
Damn.
There we go. Hey, I'm gonna say this, man. You are exactly right. I'm glad you, because I wanted to mention that, but I'm glad you mentioned it before I could even touch on it, man. Because it's so many men are trying to conform themselves to what they think a woman wants. You know,
that's why that whole non-select narrative is garbage.
Yeah, exactly. All that shit's garbage. All that shit's garbage. If you look at it like this, where you always talk about, I just need the right woman, or whatever. Like, no, you just need to be the right man. If you look at what the right man is righteousness, right standing. You're in the right hemisphere of your mind. So if you're in the right hemisphere of your mind, guess what's on the right side? Your rib.
Right.
So run into the right woman.
And don't expect a foolish woman to want you. You know, a lot of dudes, they don't understand the nature of a lost person. Like, a lost person won't see your value if you're a righteous man as valuable. You know, a person functioning in darkness won't run to the light. And guys are getting into this thing that women are struggling with, where they want the attention of everybody. And it's like, you got to get off of that seeking attention. We have to be approved by only one. That's the Most High.
Absolutely.
We're not validated by women. You're not even validated. You shouldn't even validate yourself by other men as a man.
Facts.
That's feminine.
Exactly.
Let's go to the reevaluation, or to the evaluation. Now, you said being approved and accepted by God, right?
Yes.
What is God? God is light. Okay, so we're made in His image and in His likeness. We're a reflection of that.
You know, his attributes and his characteristics, man, and because He is spirit, and see, people don't know their true identity. Our spirit is what animates our flesh. People actually think their flesh is who they are, but that flesh dies. That flesh gets old. So your flesh withering away is telling you that it's not you. The part of you that is there is a part of you that doesn't wither. The part of you that actually gets better over time if you seek wisdom, if you align yourself spiritually with God. That's the part of you that gets better. It's the part of you, the only part of you that gets worse is the part of you that's dying, that's seeking death. and men are being led by the part of their body that's fading away. And it's almost like God created this life, even in our transgression and our disobedience against him. He allowed our decaying flesh to prove that it's not worth to be it's not worth leading us. You shouldn't be following something that's dying.
So don't put your trust in something that can easily be taken away from you.
Exactly. You know, the weakness that you feel in it, the true strength always came from within. Because people don't know that the will of the mind to do something can even overcome the weakness of the body to do it. But a lot of people don't understand that. They're just depending on their flesh, and without understanding the will, the power. You know, life in itself is reflected by choice. The whole object of free will is choice. The fact that you can do something as a free living spirit. You know, we don't know the value of life, man. This whole your flesh and all that, that's a consequence of us not following the Most High. That's the consequence of us turning away from the will of God and leaning on to vanity.
Absolutely.
You know,
all mental illnesses derive from that, derives from disobedience. And if you look at a diseasement of the mind, you look at King Saul, you look at Nebuchadnezzar, you look at it because they were in their ego. They were basically what the ego stands for is edging God out. So every time you edge God out, those mental illnesses come into place, like depression.
See, that's deep right there. Yeah. That's deep, man. People don't break down, you know, how you just broke that down. That's perfect, man. It's like, and I tell people, stop, you know, this whole mental illness and all of this stuff, you know, it's almost a form of, you know, there can only be one creator. It's either, and people are trying to replace him instead of acknowledge him, live for him. And and only thing we can, and the part of us that is aligned with him is our spirit. But people are trying to be God by using their flesh. So you're living your life walking in according to something that's only going to bring you problems, negative consequences, and confusion. That's why people are chasing women that don't want them. They're spending all their resources just to get played. They're having children with women that they should have known were whores from the beginning. I mean, it should be common sense, but when you're led according to darkness, according to vanity, well, you're led by nothing. That's what a lie means. A lie means it doesn't exist. So it's a false witness, and people are living lies.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
you're not supposed to be chasing a woman. A woman's supposed to be chasing you.
I mean, I still can't wrap my brain around this, man. I mean, come on, man. Somebody help me out here. Guys are still, you know, seeing a bitch sitting on the sink with her ass sticking out, thinking that she is, you know, she is worthy of being a mother to your children.
A mother.
Absolutely.
That's crazy, man. That's insane.
And she's showing you the best part of her. She's showing you this is the best I have to offer is my ass.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
You don't see a woman carrying herself in grace and in class and in dignity. It's very rare you see that. They only know how to sexualize themselves.
You know, and I hate using this word, but I'm gonna use it to make a point. The select man to a woman is the man she can control with her body. You know, if you think about it, like all the whole thing about you see, when women are not in their rightful position, you know, with God and with men, you know, they're seeking to control and manipulate. So to say you want to be the select, basically what you're saying is that you want to be the object of her manipulation. Whether it's even if it's for sex or for money, she could be using you for a rebound, for attention, you know, for any dumb reason. You're saying I want to be that reason rather than, you know, actually being the one who actually holds the structure and the values and the image of God to, you know, build something.
Absolutely. If you look at women, right? You look at yourself. You have to look at yourself as Jesus. You have to look at women as Judas. Now, what is Judas is symbolic to the lower frequency of confusion, Satan. So women are sent in your life as a buffer. They keep you in your spiritual mind and spiritual makeup. So that's why you have to give them the sop. It's passing the deal to basically remain there. Okay, you're going to do this, but this is where I'm going.
Yeah. It's a lot of, a lot of this comes from this mama's boy syndrome where guys, and I hate to quote Jesse Lee Peterson, but he's right. A lot of these dudes are chasing their mothers. They're looking.
Damn, that's deep.
Damn. When I see grown men, they're still wanting to be around their mothers all the time, and they want women to tell them what to do, and and all of this weird behavior. And I asked the same question. I said, "Who were you raised by?" When I hate using the word raised, we'll say, "Who was your guardian?" It's more like it, because if you were raised, you would have sense.
Yeah.
And it's always their mother or their some woman. And see, men are afraid, like grown men, you can relate to this, having a disciplinarian in the house, someone who doesn't take no for, he doesn't take no BS. It's his way. You have to have a work ethic. You have to earn everything you get. See, men are fearing this, but this is actually getting you prepared for an even colder world. See, people are complaining about, we live in a hard system. It's unfair, but that's why it has to start in the home.
Absolutely.
You don't need to be coddled as men. You need to be prepared for an even colder world that won't care if you failed at something. That won't care if you had a bad, if your luck ran out or whatever. You got to go out there and still get it. You have to fight the odds.
Absolutely. And you need that disciplinary in the home, because that develops you and to be able to create boundaries within yourself. Because that's the reason why a lot of guys fail in these relationships, because they don't establish boundaries within the first conversation.
And they're afraid to have high standards, because they rather please the woman than, and it's a lack of self. It's really a lack of self-worth and identity. You're so set on pleasing this woman that you don't even see that you're the prize. That if you built yourself as a man of value, that this woman is proving herself to us. She is proving herself useful to us. We're not focused on, because we, as a man, see, when you're masculine and you understand the true principles of being a man, you're not worried about a woman. Women are like, they come to you. Like, how, if y'all know, you walk out and you walk in as a man and your mind is clear and focused, women see you.
Absolutely.
They recognize that. You don't have to go. You don't have to go chase them. They see you.
They feel it. They
exactly.
feel it. Women are emotional creatures, man. They pick up on the vibes and energies of things, man. I mean, this is what guys fail to realize. We think that because we're human, we are, designed to think alike and act alike, but that couldn't be further from the truth. You know what I'm saying? And I wanted to get back to something that you touched on, Hulk, man, because, we noticed that, a lot of women have entitlement issues, but a lot of these guys have entitlement issues as well. You see, this is when they're engulfed and raised in a bunch of feminine energy. They get the entitlement of thinking, because you got an education, you're supposed to have a bad bitch. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Just because you drive a 745, you're supposed to have a bad bitch, and she's supposed to be loyal to you. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that, man. These are, it's just like when you see a stud or a bull dagger try to emulate the masculine. A lot of these guys who are seeking approval and attention from women, they're trying to, imitate the feminine subconsciously. They don't know they're doing it though. But if you see the things that they're doing, just say social media, posing all the damn time, showing your material possessions and shit. But you will turn around and complain about a woman who's showing her has too much. You're trying to show your value through the external,
right?
Just like she is. So you see what I'm doing? But see, normally when a man is raised, when you're raised in a home with a strong father, a strong masculine presence, you tend to kind of shy away from a lot of the shit that other people do. You tend to be more introverted. You also tend to be shy away from the camera so much. You know what I'm saying? You're not trying to let anybody know your business for real, man.
Right. So you're wise.
I'm not telling everywhere I'm traveling and all this other shit and what
exactly. Man, I'm gonna tell you something, bro. I've done a lot of traveling. We've talked about this. But I don't, I don't always trying to post pictures and all this other shit, man. You know what I'm saying? That's, you're doing things that you're supposed to do for yourself anyway. It's no one else's business, but you know why they do it though? Because they want approval. Period.
Yeah. You're trying to get the acceptance or the validation from people that really don't give a fuck about you.
And won't come to your funeral, won't see you on your deathbed.
Yeah, but what other
visit your kids?
What other species of human does that?
Women.
Thank you.
But see, that's another issue. Men have to realize that, the standards we set are the standards that will exist. And this whole thing about, we have to bend the rules to get women, or we have to make it easy for women. I'm like, that's when it's like with children. If you just let a child raise his or herself, they will become completely evil.
Absolutely.
Because their nature has to have rules. It has to be restricted. It has to be trained. It has to be cultivated. You have to cultivate the spirit over the flesh, because without any instruction, the flesh will just take over. The flesh will consume this. The spirit will basically be suffocated out, and that'll be just a child running on pure flesh. Like I tell guys all the time, I say, when you're young, especially when you're a teenager and above, you're filled with energy and you feel like, oh my goodness, that you want every woman you see. That's the time you get down and do some push-ups, you work out, and you read. You develop that energy. You put that energy into something valuable. Because when you take that initial burst of energy and you go seek out a woman, that energy is underdeveloped. It's not matured. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna burn through it, but you're not gonna have any results from it. But if you take that energy and use it to build your body, your mind, and your spirit, the result of what will come later will reap not only a quality woman, but you will be the man to have the foundation to secure that woman, that to cause that woman to be her better self for you.
Absolutely.
A lot of women won't fully mature until they find a man that helps them do that.
Absolutely. Cultivated masculinity versus curated masculinity.
Like, man, I tell dudes all the time, a woman will be two different people to the same man, depending on their strength. She'll play one and she'll bow to the other based on who you are. Because women know who to try, who not to. And a lot of dudes thinking, oh no, a woman is going, if you're weak, she's going to be weak. If she's strong, that same woman that played whoever, she will bow to you. Men.
Go ahead.
No, you got it.
I'm going to change the subject, but I wanted to dive into something that kind of touches on that as well. This a partner of mine, bro. He was on work release. He had been locked up for 4 years. Okay, so when he got out on work release, what he was doing at the job, he was smashing the manager, and he had a different bitch meet him. He was working on the beach down there in Gulf Shores at some kind of little fucking rental where they rent out scooters or some shit, some bullshit ass job. But man, every day he would have a different bitch down there, a bad bitch. And he would have the same routine where he had a closet with this old beat up ass blanket. He would lay it out on the beach. He would bring a candle from the dollar store, and he would have some fucking Mad Dog 2020 and some wine glasses. And some fucking wine glasses. And he was breaking these bitches back. I'm talking about every day. He was on work release for like 6 months, and I know for every day he was telling me about a new bitch. He was like, man, pull this bitch up on, but I just knocked you off. and I, you know what I'm saying? So you got guys who are out here buying $70,000 cars, fucking buying all this designer linen, taking bitches on $200-300 dinner dates. And they were one of the bitches my homie was smashing on the beach. That was on work release. You understand what I'm saying?
These dudes don't get it. They don't get it.
Mad Dog too, man. That's
with the Mad Dog 2020, bro.
Yeah, don't sleep with a Mad Dog back in the day, man. That was kind of like, that was the Hypnotic back in the day. That was,
but did you hear what I say? The nigga had wine glasses out of the dollar store.
The power of masculine energy is priceless. You can't purchase that, man. Dudes don't realize you can't purchase your masculinity.
Yes. Damn,
You
right
must,
there.
you know, you have to become that. These dudes are looking to buy being a man instead of just being one.
Yeah.
Man.
Well, there's guys that pay for subs. They pay for validation stamps to be seen
Look,
as
man,
the one.
It's better to have 2 real friends than to have a million fake ones.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. And you know,
And
go ahead, Hope.
no, I was just gonna say, and men know that because men don't, having a whole bunch of people that don't really serve any purpose or that you can't, that iron sharpens iron. So when you have a whole bunch of weak people around you, men don't want that. We value our loved ones, our free time, our thinking time. Every man needs thinking time. Sometimes you just need to step away and just think, or just get into your whatever you do. Like I play piano, I do other things. Sometimes I just go and I just let myself coalesce into and reorganize myself and see what's going on with me. You can't do that if you're constantly being pulled by different people in your life.
Absolutely. And the new things you learn, man. If you look at the branches of understanding, if you look at knowledge, the branches of knowledge. See, with knowledge, the things you learn, it transforms you. It does something to your neurons. So it's like it's important to learn new things about yourself, learn new things about a craft or a talent, a hobby or something like that.
Yeah, and now I tell people the most important things are the self-reflective things about yourself. People always get confused. Like a lot of people are getting deceived. If we want to talk about the so-called church, people are getting deceived because they're not aligned with God internally. So when they walk into these so-called places of worship, they're going to get deceived because they don't know the image of God because they don't have it within. It's not going to be in that building. It's not going to be from somebody that's telling you to put all your money up and trying to seduce your wife. It's not going to come from that. It has to start from within, understanding that where strength comes from, where life comes from, where wisdom comes from. It's not going to come from you going to a place listening to another man. It first starts from within, from you seeing the weaknesses of your own flesh, for you humbling yourself to understand that you are a created being from a creator. And so you need to seek your purpose. You need to seek wisdom. Once you seek everything and have your eyes open, man, all of that, it looks like you just see it as a big carnival that people who don't have purpose in life go to.
Absolutely. I don't get behind anything that the state is involved with. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and people actually tell you, when I was younger, I was in church, they used to do little things like, how they do with the oil? They put the oil right the center of your forehead. They're basically telling you who you are, who is your, like the God you. They're saying that pineal gland, that Christos.
Look, man, I feel you, man. It's just that, if you think about it, the black church is full of black women. So that just shows you how much emotion, how much deception, and how much entertainment is being poured into. See, that's the distraction. Because there's no self-reflection, there's no self-examining of yourself and seeing where your weaknesses are. And the whole idea of God is that we have to come to him for strength, for wisdom, not really just, the church is basically it's just edifying people in their foolishness, giving them justifying it, giving them excuses, doing everything but just taking responsibility for it. And that mindset has poisoned the whole so-called black community.
Absolutely. It's destroyed it. Because if you look at the church is symbolic to the body. What is the body of Christ? You.
Yep.
And what he said, do not forsake the assembly of God. What are we doing right now? We're in the assembly of God. Congregating.
Exactly. And see, this is what men don't realize. This is more church than you will hear anywhere, because right now we're being self-reflective. We're not justifying or making excuses for our wrongdoings. We're learning. We're seeking wisdom. This is what creates men. This is what a father, the power of a father was designed for with his sons and even his daughters, is to show that image, to have the structure of God to be modeled out before his children, even his wife. That's why a woman who actually loves the Most High can appreciate a man formed in His image. She will revere that man as part of her worship to God.
I still haven't, grasped the concept of men still going to that Baptist church, man. I just have to be honest with it, man. I know I may piss some people off in the chat, who still, go by the pagan rituals and stuff like that, man. I actually spoke about that on the 25th of December on that live stream. I mean, I can't grasp the concept of a man going and following in behind another man, donating his money, especially when it comes to these mega churches,
exactly,
where you donate money to them and they tell you, to get a blessing, you have to pay, this and that, your coins and all this other shit. And then if you're about to get evicted from your house, all they offer is prayer. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And guess who your wife going to see is the pastor.
The pastor.
Dudes are very flowery that go to church, man. You won't find a.
Well, what is the most chaotic place in the church? Who is the most dysfunctional motherfucker in the damn church? Really, not the pastor.
Choir director.
It's not even the single. It's not even the single mothers that's in the church. It's the preacher's wife. Because she's constantly defending her husband, or trying to keep women away from her goddamn husband and that motherfucker.
Exactly.
Every church you go in, they're gonna be in there trying to check a bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
In some cases, they sliding too. The pastor's wife is on a low. She's sliding.
Man, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with you. I was actually going to church up until probably about 9 years ago, and the church that I was going through, it was a friendship fellow, some Baptist. It was a nice new church, man. Had a young pastor, man. He was like a few years older than me and stuff, man. Full of energy and stuff, man. I used to basically just go for the energy for real, because I felt good about myself when I went there. Man, he built this church from the ground up, and guess what? They voted his ass out. He was around us smashing every young bitch in there.
Damn.
Yeah, because it's a platform of power. It's the CEO corporate framework to make money. It's like why hospitals. I tell people, do your research about hospitals and doctors and these pharmaceutical drugs. These are frameworks of business. These are businesses. These are not places of healing and spiritual edification. These are businesses.
But you know why a lot of these like the pharmaceutical industry, the antidepressant industry has made trillions and trillions of dollars, because people are depressed because they are looking for external validation. They're looking for approval from other people. Material possessions is tied to their whole well-being, their worth. You know what I'm saying? As a person, their value as a human being, and it's destroying them. You know what I'm saying? Psychologically.
Let's go back. Let's go back to this. Disobedience leads to mental illness. And then what do? They take the over-the-counter drugs. And what is that? Witchcraft, pharmacy. So you're continuing to practice witchcraft. You're continuing to basically go against the will of God. And then you wonder why your life looks like shit.
Man, I mean, don't get me wrong, man. I still go by the scriptures of the Old Testament. And when I read the Bible, I don't, I mean, if anybody knows anything about King James, they know, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can't say a lot of that stuff, on YouTube, but if you guys know what I'm talking about. So and then when I do the correlation between that and then like LeBron James, King James, I'm like, ooh, you see what I'm saying? Yeah,
man. Look, bro, it's before you even get to the Bible, it's written on our hearts and our minds. Our conscience bears witness to our Creator. Ever since I was a little boy, I had a warrior mindset. I remember when I used to watch Bruce Lee, I would just get down and do push-ups. I didn't want to be weak. And to keep in mind, I didn't grow up with my parents, but I just never had a desire of wanting to be weak. And I just, I thought it was normal. Like, how can you just accept defeat? How can you just not want to be your best self? How can you not want to push past your limits? I was just that kid, and even in the adversity, that only grew in me. It made me seek out wisdom. It made me not, okay, if I saw myself straying into a dark place, I'll align myself with better values, with better structure, with better wisdom. I didn't just sit in there. I'm a keep. I had my moments, but that's how I learned about myself in those moments.
I learned I was that kid that would just kick the rock around and figure shit out. Like, I would fight kids 3 times my size. I go jump right in the deep end of the pool to learn how to swim. I broke the training wheels off the first day I got my bike. I was just one of the little dumb, crazy ass little kids, but I figured shit out that way.
Hey, you sound like me, man. In the hood where I grew up at, man, I'm fucking 12, 13 years old. I'm fighting grown ass men around that motherfucker. It was just, but I tell you something, man, and I kid you not. I always talk about these people that actually know me, that's be in my chat room and shit sometimes, but they can vouch for this shit. That is honestly how I earn respect, man. Like, for real. Because you wasn't gonna sun me, you wasn't gonna hold me, you wasn't gonna bitch nigga me and all this other bullshit. You wasn't gonna talk to me like that. I didn't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? I got my ass whooped a few times, especially running up on some grown ass men. Motherfuckers. I won't say grown ass men, but they was 22, 23 years old. Some of them 25 years old. You know what I'm saying? I just wasn't gonna let nobody punk me, and that goes into I still apply some of that same logic to my life today. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of men, like, I'm gonna tell you something. Just like us brothers on this panel, when we talk, we don't talk over each other. We respect each other's space. You know what I'm saying? We respect each other's masculinity. And when you're in a work environment or you around other men can recognize a real motherfucker. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Immediately.
Exactly. And when you're the most alpha version of yourself, you are in tune with what you are biologically designed by the Most High to be. You can actually pick, just like I say, a female can pick up on a weak ass man. Another man can pick up on a man, his essence, his energy, the way he shakes your hand, his eye contact. You can tell that he's not used to being around a strong masculine presence. It's almost intimidating to him. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's unfortunate, when people want to talk about the so-called Black community, but I said we can't have a community until men are acting like men. Like, this whole thing about, even if and I get it, a lot of guys are being raised by women, but at some point we have to have this internal rejection of truth. I think a lot of people are mad when they hear the truth because they've been rejecting it their whole life. It's not that they didn't know it; they just been rejecting it because internally when something doesn't feel right.
Absolutely. And by rejecting that truth, you're rejecting that power.
Yeah, it's like when if a boy's ever been told something by his mother, and it's like, from a woman's emotional mind, it just didn't fit in your head that somebody was telling you that, but you just thought, oh, I better do it, but it didn't feel right. And I think that a lot of times when you correct people, when they're mad that you corrected them, it's because they've been rejecting that, and it's like now you just throw it in their face what they've been fighting their whole life.
Absolutely. You said a key word: feelings. Fuck your feelings.
Exactly. I'm telling you, man.
I want to touch on something else, man, before we get out of here as well. I'm pretty sure everybody in the chat seen where the guy, tried to snatch up the chick off the train.
Yeah, and, I saw that. He picked her up sleeping or something.
Yeah, he had said something to her at first, and then he tried to run off the train with her and all this other bullshit. They've been running around there bluesing his motherfucking ass now. You understand what I'm saying? But I just wanted to say that I wanted to talk about this as well, because I see a direct correlation of, that type of behavior increasing. That type of behavior increasing, the rape culture, pedophilia, all that stuff is going to start increasing because people have started buying into the homosexual agenda.
Yeah. See, that's what it is. They want to make it seem like it's a man thing, but it's actually that men are straying from their masculinity that this is happening.
Exactly. And I say something else. You know, that's just the episode where they caught it on camera. What about all these women getting snatched up and shit around this motherfucker? Now you got a lot of them faking this shit too now. Making it seem like somebody tried to take. I heard stories about this shit, but you got motherfuckers who are actually disappearing. You understand what I'm saying? Like, and this is a direct correlation of what's a direct reflection of what's being pushed on society, man. Okay, and it's all an agenda to make men effeminate and weak. Because the weaker you are, the easier you are to be controlled. You know, everyone will bow down to a strong masculine energy. That's why they're trying to do away with it. That's why it's toxic. That's what they want to call it, toxic. And there's nothing more toxic than the modern feminine mind frame. This, you know, I mean, idolizing Instagram models, idolizing reality TV stars and stuff like that, man. And this is another reason they're depressed. They're getting away from what they were biologically designed to be: help mothers and helpmeets to a man.
You know what I noticed? You know what I noticed? Even women don't like being emotional because it's a constant state of confusion. And it's, you know, sometimes when a woman is corrected, and you as a man who just sees something and takes control of a situation, it actually comforts the woman.
Because you reconnect.
Exactly. You know, being a masculine man is actually calming. It gives a calming effect to the emotional woman. Women don't like to be caught in a constant state of insecurity, emotion, worry. See, men have the structure and the values and the mind and the spirit to bring all of that into subjection.
Absolutely.
Exactly. And see, now that men, no, it's good, but now that men are lack that ability, what are women doing? They're trying to do everything. They're trying to be men. They're going around. You know, women now are becoming the worst criminals. They're passing out. They hate working hard. They putting themselves in situations that making them. You know, they say women are on most drugs than men now. They on all these antidepressants and psychiatric drugs and going to see a therapist every week because they don't realize that men are the structures not just of society but for them.
Absolutely. They'd rather practice witchcraft than serve their man, just like Manimal said. If you look at your role as a man in a woman's life is to basically reconnect her emotional state to her intuition so that could come back and assist you.
Yep. Perfectly said.
I was just reading some of that. Yeah, true. That was true. Yeah, man. So, you know, it's good that guys understand that, you know, their place in the world and understand why there is an attack on masculinity, and what you can do moving forward just to protect yourself. I see that you know that a lot of platforms guys are talking about the
SYSBM. Save yourself, black man.
Yeah, save yourself, black man. And then, you know, and I understand exactly where a lot of guys were coming from. And, you know, I'm a man. I can admit when I'm wrong for a lot of things. At one point in time, I was entirely against this, traveling to other countries. But I still stand by my words of saying, you know, if you're going to travel for the purpose of being, you know, indoctrinated with different cultures and stuff like that. But if you decide to deal with the women, that's just a perk of traveling, not traveling for the sole purpose of the women. I stick by that. And men, you know, doing their own thing, as far as saving themselves, whatever it takes to preserve your masculinity, do exactly what you need to do, brother. I'm serious because man, we are in bad shape and things are getting worse. The more they attack masculinity, the weaker men become. You're gonna start seeing people being controlled and manipulated by a fucking straw out of a damn Burger King cup. You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah, and I will add to this that if you're weak in America and you go overseas and you're still weak, don't expect a woman to see you any differently than American women, because being weak and how women see you is universal.
Absolutely. That's this game on a different level. They don't understand it. You can't escape the game.
We had BOA in the building a minute ago. We got Brother O'Shea in the building. Salute, Brother O'Shea. We appreciate everything you do for, these guys, especially myself and other men like me who have their platform. Appreciate
What's
you,
up?
man.
What's up?
You're a Jim. Yeah, man. We got to protect that man at all costs, bro. I give him that, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's used his platform to help out a lot of brothers get their platform off the ground, and I commend that. I respect that.
It's good, brother.
Oh yeah. So yeah, man, I just really wanted to touch on that, man. And I'm gonna tell you something. You're gonna see a lot more of that behavior going on. You're gonna see a lot of more young children trying to identify as this what you want, I can't think of the name that I wanted, the proper term I want to use. I'll just say the Rainbow Foundation or some shit like that. These celebrities want to promote and endorse this type of behavior and try to say, well, I'm letting my child do this. It's okay if you let your child do this and be this way as well. You're gonna see more fat strags showing their ass. You know what I'm saying?
The Lizzo effect.
Oh, exactly. You're gonna see more men who were considered masculine at one point in time turn out to say it's okay to suck a dick. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. You're gonna see this type of behavior, man. This is just this past year you've seen that shit.
So, and you know what I saw? I saw an article today about a man. He was the first man to be legally trans, I think non-gender binary or whatever, legally. And then he came out and said it was all a sham. It's against reality. This was the first guy that did it. Now he's coming out and saying it's a sham and it's fake. See, it's funny that the title of this video is Reality Check. But I tell people, don't worry, life is self-correcting. You can't escape reality. You can only be ran over and destroyed by it. And a lot of these people, they're gonna have to get right and get, if you're a man, you're going to be a man, or you're going to die, because this stuff is destroying people. People are dying for their ignorance and their stupidity. This is not just a preference. People are dying.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. But I'm gonna tell you just how twisted it is. You got women who have had these surgeries to try to be a man, to identify as a man. You have men who identify as homosexual, and these motherfuckers get together and are having children now.
Yeah,
have you been seeing this shit?
Yeah, I saw it. They said the first trans man and trans woman had a baby or something. I don't even know what that means, but you have to, like, it's hard to read this stuff now because it's so a weirdo, bizarro fantasy land where, like, the first they call it the first. And I'm just saying what the title said. We know it doesn't make sense, but the first pregnant man and all this other foolishness.
Yeah, exactly. They're trying to normalize this crap, man. They're trying to normalize this crap, man. And like I said before, man, they're aiming for, just like the chick, Janelle Monáe. She came out as pansexual like 2 years ago, and no one batted an eye.
Oh, well, she's in the industry, man. You know what that means is that you're just doing everything and anything. That's what it means. They have no limits, no boundaries. And I tell people it's interesting because I think bisexuality really exposes what homosexuality is. It's the fact that it's a lack of self-control and a lack of internal conviction on right and wrong. Like, you don't have any preset standards to restrict your nature. It's like there are no boundaries. It's like bisexual means you can just go back and forth, back and forth. You see, homosexuality means same-sex attraction. But when you're bi, you don't have no barometer. You just whatever. And I think that's what the culture really is about. It's really not about these different segments. It's just about whatever you feel in the moment. It's a feel-based society.
Yeah, man. I mean, the reason I talk about this shit so much, because, like I said, man, they say, well, you talk about black women and you talk about black. That's because I'm black, motherfucker. Let's get that out there right now, okay? So yes, I am going to talk about things that are counterproductive and detrimental to black people. Okay, and if you bring up the numbers, man, about black women, man, 23%, and some numbers they say it's up to 25%. That's triple the amount of women who identify as actual bisexual or homosexual. Yep. That's 3 times as many as any other race, man. That is alarming. Not to mention, the number of STDs out here. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. And these people are having children. people having children, and I mean the abortion rate is insane. But even with the abortion rate being insane, the out of wedlock birth rate, the reckless children that are being made from these crazy unions. I mean, people don't realize how bad this is going to get. We're talking about progress as Black people, but every society, the signs of a collapse of society has always been this kind of immorality. It happened in Rome. It happened in Greece. It's the same thing in all societies. When a society starts losing basic values and principles on this level, it can't function because, I mean, the way men and women communicate and exist is being threatened.
And I say this, man, desperation, when it comes to desperation and survival, morality goes out of the window, man. You understand what I'm saying? And this is what is coming to, man, because a lot of people are desperate, not just for, financial things, but just because everyone is going against the Most High. Everybody is going against their biological design. So they're reaching for something that's not there. They're chasing ghosts. You know what I'm saying? Yep. And they're not recognizing what the real problem is recognizing that it's them. It's and now they want to blame everyone else for the reason that they can't, get their shit together or why they're not living a fulfilled, productive life. It's just simply that you are not following the Most High. You're not, taking time to do self-reflecting. Instead of trying to gain more social media followings or followers and stuff, gaining more knowledge. You know what I'm saying? These things are problems when it comes to people in general. And this is not a female issue. This is a male issue more now than ever.
Yeah. So, I mean, look, I tell people, I said on one of your panels before that love is correction. And I told women a long time ago, I say, you're trading male rulership for government control, a government which doesn't have any sense of morality, is already proven to be unjust, but you're trading that male rulership for government control because women don't want to be responsible to choose a righteous man, because with the righteous, productive, masculine man, that woman has to come correct. She can't just bring her behind to the table. And see, it's really a laziness that women are choosing the weaker man, because the weaker man will give the woman everything while she does nothing. And so because she doesn't realize the value of the productive, of the wiser man, and how that's going to protect her. See, these women now are getting to the point where men are becoming disposable to these kind of these strags and these reckless women. They're becoming disposable. Like marriage is like a microwave thing now. People getting married 2, 3, 4 times, and it's just like, I'm just going through the motions of it. They don't have no honor, no respect, and it's a money grab. It's a money grab. It's a hustle. It's a retirement plan for a hoe.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, man, once they've burned through all their options when it comes to men, they're going to go get with one of these big, ugly ass fucking bulldagger studs.
Yep.
And these motherfuckers, they are the biggest simps. They don't care.
Facts.
And them motherfuckers are straight up simps, man. And I'm gonna tell you something about when it comes to women, man. I'm gonna send you some, Ice, on IG. I want you to check this out, and it proves what I was talking about the hands. You know what I'm saying? But this is something when when you're engulfed, the effects that it have on men when you're engulfed in too much feminine energy. But notice that when women be in same-sex relationship, how they got them, like after a year or 2 or 3, man, they hit the wall, man, fast, bro. I'm talking about they look like shit. You know what I'm saying?
People underestimate the power and the rejuvenation effect of the spirit on the body. Like literally, when you're dark and ugly on the inside, it is only a matter of time before it will destroy the outside. People do not understand that that's within you actually preserves what's without. They don't see it that way. That's why when you see people who are ugly, even when you're young, and they be like, wow, that person was so ugly, but they may have been somewhat attractive in their youth. And in 10, 15 years, they look like crap. And the people that were nice and pleasant but got walked all over, and people thought they were unattractive or underdeveloped. In 20 years, those people are the ones everybody wants. It's funny how the internal always ends up being, showing the true final result. Because these people who are walking around just shallow, vain, and stupid, they're going to look exactly how they are. Just give it time.
The flesh.
Just high school or something, you all had this one motherfucker who, everybody wanted and this and that, and she wasn't studying your ass, you probably never even came at her. You probably didn't have the courage to approach her. But then you look down the line, 2-3 kids later, she put on about 60 pounds, got the kangaroo pouch and all this shit. She wants to be your friend on Facebook or some social media platform. You know what I'm saying? You're doing well. You are the hidden gem. You know what I'm saying? But little do they know you've been indoctrinated with some of this shit that we talking about right here.
Absolutely.
Because if you talk about church, you ain't got to go to Creflo Dollar. This church up in here. You know what I'm saying?
Right here, man.
It's
right Hearing the truth.
You know what I'm saying?
Hearing the truth.
This is where you need to come, and it don't cost you a cent. I ain't asking you to buy me no motherfucking plane. I just ask you. I just ask you to come in this motherfucker and take some of this knowledge and apply it to your damn life, because that's what we doing in 2020, man. You talking about new year, new me, and all that? No, man, fuck all that. And I'm tired of hearing that fucking shit, man. Man, I swear, the next motherfucker I see do that shit, I'm calling him out. New year, new me. I heard a man saying this motherfucking shit. That motherfucker, you had 365 days to be a new you. You ain't gonna do it today, and I don't want to hear that motherfucking shit. Let a broad say that shit. You know what I'm saying? Some of these broads figure they can reset the whole odometer. You know what I'm saying?
Oh shit.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
go ahead,
Yeah, I said we live in a world where it's all lip service and an illusion, where people just want to have this appearance. They have a lot of talk and a lot of look. They like to look like something that they're really not. And these holidays, I mean, even like Christmas gives an opportunity for people to appear to be something that they're not going to show you any time of the year. Like, they're not calling on you to check and see if you're okay. But all of a sudden it's Christmas, so let me put on this face. Let me go around and act like I care about all these people. Well, you don't.
Exactly.
And it's almost these holidays are just opportunities for people to be disingenuous, but get away with it and be celebrated for it.
Absolutely. As you said before, you said lip service. See, it has come to a point, if you want that change, your work ethic towards that change has to be 10 times more than your desire. And your desire to basically please everyone with that lip service.
Yeah, and I respect what C. Douglas just said. That's so true, man. Like, you got to understand that if we're broken, then for everything to come together, it's we have to be taken apart. We have to empty ourselves of all that which is negative, all these things that are backwards thinking. The hardest thing to do is to really change your mind. I mean, on yourself, not for somebody else to do it, but for your mind to be changed. And go from a wiring of a defeated victim, crybaby mindset to be a take control, personal responsibility, wiser, masculine man. That's going to be a painful transformation, but it's the pain that actually purifies you. It's like working out. If you don't feel your muscles developing, if you don't feel that blood pushing your muscles to their limit, you won't understand the strength of what it is to be stronger.
Absolutely. And if you look at the Bible, it's not like a book about these wonderful stories. It's a book about psychological regeneration. Now, you said there's a lot of things where we talk about the renewed mind.
People fear the law, but the law is a framework for our unsubmitted human nature to the Most High. It's a framework.
You're the law without a man. Sorry,
exactly without that framework, without that blueprint of righteousness and truth, you're going to be functioning on almost like a woman times a million. You're just random feelings with no direction, no order, no structure, no priority, just doing whatever in any moment, having no purpose, no meaning. And see, the law just keeps a mirror up to our heads and say, where do I line up? Who am I actually reflecting the truth? Am I actually doing something meaningful and purposeful with this existence that I have? And people fear that because, we live in this culture, like I said, where everybody wants to, everybody's lazy and people are afraid to work with their hand. Men are afraid to work with their hands down. They don't want to do that. I hate I work at a job where I sit down and I hate it. Sometimes I close the door when I'm there by myself and I do push-ups. I don't know. I hate not working with my hands, and that's why I do it when I go home. Go ahead.
Well, you see, go ahead, bro. I just wanted to mention this. This happened a couple of weeks ago. I had been working, man, and I was dog ass tired. So I called Firestone. I think Ice may know about this. I called Firestone, said, man, I need some brakes on my truck. The guy told me just for my front brakes, it was going to be $184. I was like, all right, I'll call you back. I already knew right then what was about to happen. I pulled out my motherfucking tools. I got like a 12-ton jack, man, jacked up the whole front end.
Oh, yeah, that's a real jack.
Yeah, I got that motherfucker up, man. I changed my shit in 30 minutes, $40. You understand what I'm saying? $40, and in 30 minutes, I was done. You know what I'm saying? So,
guys, $49.
Man, get into working with your motherfucking hands. Not only is it your ass more money, I can't get through my goddamn head how you let another man cut your grass. You know what I'm saying? Let another man wash your motherfucking car. You let another man wash your motherfucking car just because you got a little paper, man. That's money that you could be keeping in your motherfucking pocket, cuz. I'm not going to be paying. Go ahead.
Let me put it a different way. That same mindset will lead to letting another man screw your wife.
Damn. Oh man.
Yeah, that was deep.
Yeah, that was fire. That was fire. And you got and Book in here too. So Book caught that one too. That was fire.
I'm just saying, man. We have to get out this mindset of being so relying on other men and not, taking control of our lives. It really, that mindset will eventually lead. It will spill over into your sex life and your relationship life, and even your children will lose respect for you because your children are going to see you not depending on other people, so they're going to depend on the people you depended on.
Exactly, man. Hey, man, boy, goddamn, you hit the nail on the head with that. I had to write that one down.
Yeah,
I had to write that
my
down.
whole train of thought with that.
I'm telling you, man. Like, and let me be real. Doesn't it feel good to do something for yourself? That's the only real way you did it right is when you do it yourself. Like these people that coming from these when people work on your car, you don't know if they're going to do it right. You're actually just believing they're going to do it right. And then 2-3 weeks down the line, your light can come on your car and all this stuff. And you're like, what happened? You're just thinking about what happened, but you let somebody else do something. Now, I know they're making the cars more with the computer and they're trying to, this is another attack on masculinity, but they're using technology to kind of eliminate us having more control over our things. And then they're giving us this sense of convenience. But now, if you notice that now everything, you can spend $1,000 just trying to fix a sensor in your car.
Exactly.
And they fix one thing but break another.
At the dealership, man, they'll sabotage your vehicle just so you'd have to bring it back. You know what I'm saying? That's why, man, like that Porsche Panamera, man, that Porsche, man, I had to get rid of it. You understand what I'm saying? I couldn't continue to pay for the maintenance on that bitch. They designed that car where you cannot work on that. As much as I work on cars and shit, man, I could not work on that car for shit because you don't have the tools to work on it. You can't get to a lot of that shit, man. And man, it's
illegal to have it. It's illegal to have it without a permit.
Yeah, well, I spent a lot of goddamn money on that motherfucker. I just got to the point I was like, look, man, that motherfucker got to go. And I didn't get nearly the value of it, but I was just ready to get out from under it anyway. You understand what I'm saying? And it
would cost you a ton of more money.
It was at a point in my life where we was still trying to look for, you know what I'm saying? We still, hey, look at. I'm one of the guys that's always going to be honest with you. You understand what I'm saying? Just like there are things I feel like I can work on, like my resolve. I still have the times where I don't have any goddamn filter. You know what I'm saying? And when you say some disrespectful shit, I might just unload on your motherfucking ass. I understand that. I've been trying to work on my cussing and stuff like that, but you can always depend on me to tell you the motherfucking truth. Okay.
Exactly.
Indeed.
And a man respects that when a man is being himself. I'd rather let somebody be themselves than put on the front. I don't look. You don't got nothing to plead. I tell men all the time, don't worry about your cussing before me. I'm not your creator. I'm not the Most High. I'm not God. I don't have a heaven and hell to put you in, bro. So you being yourself does nothing to me because I'm not checking for you.
But go ahead, Ice.
I was going to say, man, I already know that I'm not for everybody, and everybody isn't for me. And I'm completely fine with that.
Yeah, I mean, look, man, that's how you know. Sometimes you just know real. Like I said, real always recognize real, man. You be around real people, everything's organic, man. It's like people, men know where respect is. We know how to relax, and everybody has that same moral compass about like if a bunch of men are around and one dude is suspect, we all feel the same thing about that suspect dude. We feel it, we see it. Because masculinity exposes all that.
Yeah, man.
Masculinity is divine.
That body language gonna tell you a lot too, man. That body language, man. If you study body language, man, you can tell a lot about anybody you interacting with, man. And that's just the bottom line.
Yeah,
I mean, go ahead.
I did a piece on body language too, though, man.
Yeah, you did. You did a piece on a lot of shit too. You did a number on some motherfuckers too, but we ain't gonna talk about that.
I could dig it.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring up what you said about the handshake, man. It is nothing worse than a man shaking your hand with a weak, limp wrist. Ain't nothing worse than that.
Man, what you talking about? Our man that's afraid to get real, like get in the goddamn trenches.
That too, man.
Like, that too, man. That tells me a lot about you. And I'm gonna tell you something. I got a coworker in here, Aaron. I don't know. He may have left out of here. He was in here for a long time. I actually worked with him. And I've been knowing him for a long time. And he'll tell you, you know what I'm saying, that I think I get a lot of respect from the other guys because no matter how high I moved up, I've always been willing to get back in the trenches. You understand what I'm saying? Work alongside them guys, man. Grab a wrench, grab a tool, grab an impact gun. And I'm talking about him.
That's facts.
I'm not a little weak, frail motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And so sometimes you got to show them you still got it too. You know, it may be an ego thing or whatever the case may be. You know, you hear a motherfucker say, oh, yeah, it's like this other fucking clown in the chat room a minute ago said, oh, with old head and all that shit. Man, get out of here. You know, I might be aging, but I'm aging like fine wine. Motherfucker would hope to look this goddamn good when he my motherfucking age. You understand what I'm saying? You just keep smoking your cigarettes, smoking your Newports and drinking your gin, bitch. You are going to look 20 years past what I look like right now. I seen him in here, and I wasn't gonna say nothing. I wanted to cook his ass, but Huck was going in too hard.
Don't let me stop you. Don't let me stop you.
Is it who I think it is or nah?
No, but somebody timed his ass. Somebody, you know, all this old head shit. I respect the OG shit, but then when you go to call the motherfuckers old head, shut the fuck up, and you're being disrespectful. You understand what I'm saying? That shit,
but you know we'll see.
Go ahead.
We wasn't talking about your girl sitting. We wasn't talking about no IG model sitting over the sink, so he couldn't relate to real man talking.
You know that's my goddamn that's a pet peeve of mine. Motherfucker sitting on that goddamn sink, man. Fucking toothbrush, fucking. Is going crazy. They think she's worthy enough to be a mother by looking at this bitch sitting on the sink in some boy shorts. The bitch can't boil a hot dog, and you losing your mind behind this motherfucker, giving her that heart, giving her that free attention, that free validation.
Right.
It's just like my dog said, man. If you following these bitches on IG, man, you following these hoes in real life, man. You a fan. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're a fan.
They call you fans.
You're distracted. If you treat her like a celebrity, of course she's gonna treat your dumb ass like a fan. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I want to respond to what BOA just said, and that's true about the commerce and the brotherhood with men. You know, kind of working with each other, man. That's a good way to build among ourselves, productive men, and creating our own networks, man. That's something that needs to happen, and it's already happening. You know, within the people, when you hang around men of value and who are productive, y'all can share skills and services and
did you hear me at the beginning of the stream what I was talking about? From this point moving on. Well, that's what I said, man. I said, man, you know, normally I don't talk about the business, but I said this year the brothers are going to have to make up in their mind that they're going to have at least 3 revenue streams.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That's real.
You got
that's real.
your main source of income, but it's this year at least try to have another source, grow up into having another source of income. Right now, I'm at like 3, going on 4. I'm gonna put y'all up. I'm gonna put y'all up on something behind closed doors. I'm gonna put y'all up on some real shit, man. And I'm talking about this shit right here. You know, you work no other. You won't really have to have another hustle. But if you have a career, this is something that you can apply as well. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna be diving into that shit as the year goes on. But right now, you know, I'm gonna chop it up with y'all brothers behind the scenes by that shit, because me and my brother are actually gonna get into this shit, and I know it's lucrative, man. You know, it's fucking with the stock market and shit like that. Knowing guys need to know finances, man. It's crazy that you know every lyric to every goddamn song, but you don't know anything about finances. You don't know how to goddamn actually, you know, a lot of black people to the point they think just because you have a high credit score that you will be able to get whatever you want, and it doesn't work like that. You know what I'm saying? You got to have revolving credit and stuff like that, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to show that you are working your credit. You know, it's not just it's more than just having a high score. You know what I'm saying?
Because this world won't get no easier, and it won't be, you know, it won't be people just waiting for. And look, people want to wait for reparations and all that, but to me, it's kind of a pipe dream. And I think that, you know, we need to get serious about what we can do. Like you said, man, these opportunities are out here right now. Sitting around, I don't even want to. If I can't do it now, I don't even want to think about it.
I also, like my man D. Flemings just said, man, I support the brothers too, man. If a brother got a business, man, I am going to support the brother's business, especially if he's real, man. You know what I'm saying? I still get gas from this old convenience store called Eden's, man. This old man, he's about 80 years old, man. He still come over that bitch. He pumps the gas. He ain't gonna let you pump gas at his station. You know, you can tip him. He's gonna wipe your windows down and all that bullshit, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'll drive, you know, 20 minutes out of my way, you know, just to get some gas from his convenience store. You know what I'm saying? Because they've been in business so long. You know what I'm saying? Real friendly, stuff like that. And a lot of times, man, when they pump my gas, whatever, I park over to the side and I just chop it up with them, man. Because, you know, this man, he's an older cat. He's been around a long time, and you can learn, you can get a lot of wisdom from these old heads, man. For real. So.
And see, that work ethic and that value, it carries you in other parts of your life too. You know, it keeps you humble. It keeps you avoiding a lot of the things people are looking for, this flashy stuff. But see, his way of doing things, I'm sure has protected him in many ways. He's seen other people be destroyed, and people looking at him, oh, so that's old, that's lame. Look, that man has a plan. It's a method to what he's doing. You know, and a lot of people are being distracted, deceived by what's going on around them. Oh, you gotta get the biggest and the best. But those values with that personal, you know, when you can relate to people and stuff like that, that shows a lot about his character.
Absolutely.
Hey, but I say this though, I just want to add one more thing. That old motherfucker be tricking now.
Well, hey, look, he might be old, but he ain't dead, you know.
Oh yeah. I sit out there and chop it up with him now. You sit out there and talk about some pussy all day.
Of course, you know, old people ain't look. That's how you know we have a soul, man, because that soul don't get old. The body might, but that mind still work. You still got that young mind, even though your body can't do nothing with it.
And see, I'm glad you said that, because I'm gonna touch on this before we get out of here. That is, once again, you hit it right on the head. Everything that you have, everything that you acquire, you can lose it, even physically. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? Everything in this life you acquire, you can lose it. But if you let those things define who you are, you can lose your motherfucking mind. Now, your knowledge, your wisdom and stuff, man, if you acquire that, even when you're 90 years old, your body could be deteriorating, but you will still have that mind. You understand what I'm saying? So it will be very, very wise of you to try to acquire as much knowledge and wisdom as you can and apply these.
Absolutely.
You say I'd be in the chat room 45 years old. Some guys may be 50 years old. The average age link for a black man in today's society is what, 72 years old. it's time that you start valuing your time and using your time more wisely, instead of using it, supporting things that are a detriment to your own well-being. Well, you like pussy. Everybody likes pussy, man. But come on, man. What has chasing pussy?
It's a coffee break at best.
Exactly, man. It hasn't gotten you anywhere. It hasn't gotten you anything. The hamster on the wheel. That's pretty much where you are right now. So it's never too late. You know what I'm saying? To try to start applying the shit. The only time is when it's too late is when you've ran out of time and you haven't used that time wisely to do the things that you needed to do for yourself, man.
Yeah, that's real. Like, to add on to what you just were saying, I had it in my mind. I hope I'm gonna say it right. But I was thinking about what you said about people living for when things are fleeting, like materialism and all that. And it's interesting because your body can't rebuild your soul, but your soul can rebuild your body. And a lot of people don't realize that, your soul, like I said, that's your true identity. But your body can't do nothing to support you, who you are. And that's why when you depend on your body, you lose all the actual values that will protect you. But when you have your soul intact, man, you have the mind of wisdom, and just, I'm gonna call it this, your spirit actually rejuvenates your body. Like, if you see people have the will, when people are spiritually aligned, they can overcome illness. They get their mind can overcome any situation. They're strong people, and spiritually they can go through stuff that, and come out better, and actually see the benefit, and say, man, I'm glad I went through that. It was hard when I went through it, but look who I am now. See, it's like I said, the body cannot rebuild your soul, but your soul can rebuild your body. Man, always keep your soul as your center. Focus on your soul. Your body will follow. I tell people all the time, the body follows the mind. It's almost like you work out. I'm not going to use workout because that's a masculine, people can always relate to that. But when your mind wants to do something, you will create the need in your body to do it. And it's your body, it's your work ethic. But when your mind is defeated, when you have this victim, and you feel like you're owed something, or you're entitled to someone giving you something, you're not going to produce what you need to do anything. Your mind is more powerful than we think. We have a mind made in the image of our Creator, man. It can do a lot more than we think if we just stop being weak and be willing to put forth the effort, and just be warriors at heart and in mind. Just be warriors. That's what men are. We're warriors. We don't function in fear. We take on adversity. We get bold. We get strong. We get ready. Man, we should be laughing when life gets tough.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Because we know we're about to come out better.
Absolutely. You have to train your mind like an Olympian would train
exactly.
his body. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, man. Like the biggest analogy I can give a man is I call it the burning house analogy. If you're a man and you have a wife and you have children, if the house is on fire, you can't be emotional like your wife and kids. You need to be strong. You need to be concerned about being not functioning on that emotion and protecting your family. But if you're sitting in the corner crying with your wife and your kids, then who's going to save y'all?
Nah, most of these motherfuckers gonna run out the house. They gonna be hollering and running behind.
Exactly.
And leave the kids and shit in the house.
And this world is a burning house, and men are just cowering with the women and children, and it's destroying everything.
Whew. Boy, there's some heat up in here, man. There's some heat out here. Goddamn, man.
We was waiting for you to have a second, because we know how we look. I respect your work ethic and how busy you are, man. I know what you're doing when we don't hear from you. You're getting things done, brother, because I do the same thing. Exactly. That's the life of a man.
You're the only brother you're the only panel I hop on, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
With you, bro.
I'm trying, it's my mission, you know what I'm saying, to get you brothers over 1,000, man, and I can come hop on y'all panels or something sometime, man. Make sure y'all.
You already know.
Yeah, because that's what like I said before, man, I'm trying to continue doing this shit, man, but I had over the past couple of months, man, I've been having so much going on, man, and a lot of brothers, man, I suggest you do the same. have something going on, that plan, have that plan of attack, man. Fuck a New Year's resolution, man. How about a new life resolution? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Becoming the quality man that you were biologically designed to be, doing the things that you need to do for yourself, bro. I can't harp on that shit enough. Some people may say, God damn, you say that all the time. That's because that's what is necessary. You
Need that
understand what I'm saying?
affirmation, man. They need that affirmation. Start right now. Start with your mind. Stop, start. You can start right now with just your mindset. Stop making excuses. Stop worrying about what happened in your past, and use all of that to motivate you. Like everything that I went through in my life is just a constant reminder of how I've grown, what I've learned, and that I can overcome future things. I don't let anything terrible happen in my life work for any negative aspect in my mind. It's all positive. All my adversity, all my struggles, all my hardships, all my pain, it's all motivation for me to remind me why I'm wise, why I'm on my purpose, why I do the things I do the way I do them, why I have a routine. It just reminds me to stay focused, to not be distracted. Man, I use it all for positive.
Absolutely. And anything that I've ever gained in life was through discipline. And
Exactly.
anything that I've ever lost in life was through a lack of discipline. So that's where it comes down to.
That's real. That's real.
That is real. I'll tell you what, man. There's lessons, man. Every circumstance you've been through in your life is there's been a lesson, and then if it happens again, it's a test to see if you learn your fucking lesson. You understand what I'm saying? You have a lot of guys that's just been through, heartache, deceit, divorce, and all this stuff. All this stuff was a lesson. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And sometimes that package, the Most High, send you that same package again. Just have a different wrapper on it. You know what I'm saying? Different gift wrap on it to see if you learned anything. You understand what I'm saying? He presents the same thing to you over and over again. And if you haven't learned anything, it's going to continue to happen. There's no greater feeling. I use the heartbreak analogy because I know a couple of guys in here that, that I talked to that actually went through bad relationships. There's no greater feeling in life is when you can, you've worked on yourself. You know what I'm saying? You've implemented the masculine principles. You're following the Most High. You're doing everything you need to do for yourself as a man. There's no greater feeling when this person sees you again and they can look in your eyes and see that you're a completely different person. You're a new motherfucker. You understand what I'm saying? And you're living a better, more fulfilled life without them. That is your revenge. That is your revenge.
That person is the skin that you shedded and outgrew.
Exactly.
So why would you go back to your vomit? That's another thing, man. If a chick did something wrong to you, man, or did something ill, you know what I'm saying? All women go left. It's just how far left do they go? And if she went far enough, then leave her out there. Leave her to roam the wilderness, to eat sand, and hopefully she'll figure it out.
It was a reason. It was a reason that it happened, and it normally is to make you better.
Exactly.
Because that's what tends to happen. Either you're gonna sink or you're gonna swim. You know what I'm saying? You see so many guys that's broken behind another person, and this is the thing is about it, man. A lot of people worry about the person that they're dealing with. Now that's none of your goddamn concern. Because at the end of the day, no one can make you jealous of a person that you were miserable with.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Do you understand what I'm saying? I will say that again. No one should be able to make you jealous of a motherfucker that had you miserable. You stuck in misery. This relationship brought nothing to your motherfucking life. It was beneficial to you in no kind of way. And you are sitting up here losing your mind behind a motherfucker that was unworthy of you or your goddamn time.
Absolutely. I remember a chick told me one. Sorry, go ahead.
What?
No, you got it.
I remember a chick one time told me she wasn't happy. I said, "Well, your happiness isn't my responsibility. It's your responsibility." And I said, "And once you get happy, you share that with me."
Yeah, man. Look, I totally feel you on that, man. Because I think it's just a really internal sign about what's going on internally when guys are still looking back. You think about Lot's wife, man. And that's a woman who looked back at the destruction of leaving that wickedness and that past behind it. She looked back and turned to salt, man. And I think that, people need to understand that the Most High is always in a state of purging. He's always in the state of cleansing with his wrath at the evil that's happening. You don't want to be caught on that, man. Separate yourself from what he's going to have vengeance on. You know, all these people, let vengeance be his. You just keep moving. Vengeance is his. He will repay. You know what I'm saying? People, ain't nobody getting away with nothing. That person, that new person that woman found is going to be her judgment. Because I guarantee you, if she's a fool, you know, a fool will only find another fool. So she's walking into her own judgment. So you need to get out the way.
In the famous words of Uncle Ron Wills, water seeks its own level.
That's true.
and that's just the bottom line. And I like to throw this in. I like to throw these type of topics in, man, because guys, believe it or not, man, a lot of men are struggling with this type of shit, man. I mean, you know, they can't even, you know, try to, you know, find a productive way to move forward in life because they're still stuck looking in the past. They're still worrying about somebody they had some kind of trauma bond to, or whatever the case may be. I'm serious, man, and I hate to say it, man, but dealing with this person is what made you weak, you know. And it seemed like, man, a lot of the times for a lot of men, it takes heartbreak, or what you call heartbreak. I don't know what I don't know the definition of that by definition, really. I just know it's an emotional space. That's why it's important for men to love with their brain and not with their heart. You know what I'm saying? But see, at the end of the day, a lot of guys have to go through this shit in order to find themselves.
Think about what you just said. You said heartbreak. That means you're breaking that emotion. That's good. You're breaking that emotion. You're breaking free of it. And yes, that's a painful process for a man to go from his heart to his mind, because his mind is attached to his spirit. It's based on truth. It's based on logic. It's based on being self-reflective and personal responsibility. You have to break that emotional bond. That's why I think heartbreak is a good thing. That means because trust me, you will learn not to be led by your heart after that.
Or lead with your ego.
Exactly.
That's all that really is just a spirit of entitlement and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, but that's I was just saying. I mean, and that's when a lot of guys tend to find themselves and be more productive in life after that shit, after going through some shit like that, man. You know,
yeah.
You put all my uncle told me once. He said, "You put all your eggs in one basket, you're gonna be an eggless motherfucker." You know what I'm saying? So a lot of guys invest entirely too much into other people. And not just relationships, you know, the male and female dynamic. I'm just talking about even friendships. You know how many niggas in prison right now for dealing with the wrong motherfucker, trusting the wrong motherfucker, being homies with the wrong motherfucker.
Yeah, man. You know, the Bible says, "How can two agree?" What does it say? How can two agree lest they walk?
Say agree.
Yeah, exactly. You know, all of that, man. And bad company corrupts good morals and all that stuff, man. So you definitely need to be aware. Shoot, you could be in the wrong place at the wrong time by yourself and get in a situation. So how much more of a situation can you get into being with the wrong person in the wrong time, you know, in the wrong place? So we have to use all the wisdom we can, because this world is narrowing its field and making it and getting us at any and every angle it can get us in. So wisdom and common sense and not being weak, because when people think of weakness, they always think of physical, but the biggest issue we have is our mental weakness. You know, this so easily indoctrinated and swayed and convinced and looking up to other people instead of. Go ahead, bro.
And I was gonna say, and also being afraid to speak up or speak your
mind. Exactly. You know, I tell people all the time, if you're in a relationship and you're afraid to speak up because you're afraid, I mean, that's just crazy, man. Like, you don't have to tolerate nothing. Look, that's why I tell men, don't ever put yourself in a situation where you live with some women and you're her slave or something like that, man. And if you live with a woman right now, bro, you should be more willing to go to a daggone shelter or a hotel or whatever you need before you sit up there and be some woman's bitch.
Yeah, kick her ass out. Don't ever put a immature woman in a position that you're later on gonna be stressed out over, or anybody, period.
man, as a man, it no matter what the circumstances, your power lies in the ability to walk away and mean it. And mean it. You can get whatever you have right now. You can reacquire that shit, man. Especially if you know what you know now. Now, man, you have the spiritual discipline. You can regain. You matter of fact, you can have even more. You brought up about Lot a few minutes ago, man. I mean, come on. These are anything that you've lost, man. You can regain that shit, man.
Job got a new bitch.
There you go. So
yeah.
Anyway, go ahead, Hope.
No, I just say, yeah, man, this is a good talk, man. This is what men need to do. That edifying, holding each other accountable. See, and another thing is like men don't when you're around men, you know, we don't even allow you won't allow your homeboy to be weak. You're gonna call him out. You're gonna tell him the truth, whether he wants to hear it or not, because that's what he needs. We all need the truth. Don't tell me no lie. Don't try to, you know, coddle me in a weak mindset or nothing like that. That's you don't care about nobody you do that to.
Absolutely.
You know, you had to tell them the truth, man. People need to align themselves with the truth. Don't let them bend to a lie.
I think that's when the real friendship begins, though. When you do that,
exactly.
When you have that conflict or that issue, or you call
and you have to start. Yeah, you have to start there. Start there, because if you start, you know, befriending someone, especially a woman, on a weak premise, and then all of a sudden you want to man up in the beginning, it's going to cause problems. I mean, it's going to man up in the middle or the end. It's going to cause problems. You should have been there from the beginning. Don't try to, you know, don't make friends based on these weak premises and then act like, you know, all of a sudden you want to be somebody. Nah, be who you are. Be right in the beginning. Because then people will respect you for being right throughout the whole time.
Exactly. Because I'm gonna tell you something. If you start out weak, she's never gonna look at you as strong.
Exactly.
You might as well cancel that relationship, man. You might as well just do away with that. It's doomed. Okay. And second of all, man, I say this stuff, man. Never underestimate the power of just self-reflection. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I know.
You know, just taking the time to understanding what you went through and what you're going through. You know what I'm saying? And applying the positive that you take from that moving forward, man. Because I don't think a lot of guys actually learn their damn lesson, like I talked about a minute ago, man. They keep getting that same package, unwrapping the same gift over and over again, and it's the gift of despair, the gift of misery, dysfunction, chaos. You know what I'm saying? And you keep going through that shit because you're not learning your goddamn lesson. You're sitting up here listening to a bunch of motherfuckers who are telling you nothing productive. They try to make it like it's easy. You know, you listen to it just like the fella Ice be talking about, man. We're having 12,000, 15,000 subscribers and only having, you know, 10 people in your chat room because you're not telling them anything that's productive that they can apply moving forward.
Exactly.
I'm gonna tell you guys something right now, and this is on just an elementary level, but don't take it as offensive when I say elementary level. But just if it's anything that you're trying to do, anything that you know you need to work on, anything that you're trying to accomplish, start tonight. Write a fucking list of 10 things. Fuck it, you ain't even got to put 10 things. Put 5. It could be one of those things. Could be washing your ass tonight or in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Just say you brush twice a day. Your fucking teeth a little stained. You want to start brushing your teeth 3 times a day and making sure you brush that nasty ass tongue as well. But I'm just saying, just, you know what I'm saying? Little things, little subtle things you need to implement in your life to make you better.
Absolutely.
Those, like I said, man, those small things are going to build up to bigger and greater things. Trust me, I am a living testament to that. Okay. And
I was just thinking that, man. You hit it right on the nail, man. People don't realize that those small fractures in your character, you know, are going to expose themselves, because you never know what tomorrow is going to bring. You never know the situation that's coming tomorrow. And if you have a fractured character and a weak disposition, and you have a hell of a situation coming tomorrow, then you're just going to be destroyed. You know, you should strengthen that and strengthen your foundation and seal those cracks so you'll be able to deal with whatever situation tomorrow holds. That's why you can't wait till tomorrow to get it together, because it might be when you're in it.
Facts. Well, I want to let y'all guys, man, get some last words in. Also, spam your channel. Moderators, if you can, put the channels, put the links to both to Hulk and Ice Turner in here, man. I see we got like 70 people in the building, man. I appreciate everybody for tuning in, man. And you guys go let it rock for a minute, man. You know what I'm saying? Before we ride up out of this thing, man. Any last words?
Indeed. Hulk.
Hold on one second. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. You know, these phones. Yeah, but yeah, like you said, man, reality check. You know, everybody needs to, you know, make sure you're aligned with the truth, and for the men out there, just get your masculine principles, man. Don't have any weakness in your character. Get your faith and your spirit aligned with the Most High. Examine yourself. Don't be afraid to be honest with yourself, because you have to know who you are now to grow into your better self later. So be honest with yourself, man, and create a plan, a routine. Don't sit around just worrying and thinking without any actions. You know, take care of yourself on all levels, mind, body, soul. If you see weak people, or you're in a situation that's preventing you to progress, or that's keeping you in a state of despair, or just in a situation that's unproductive, man, just get out of it. That's the luxury about being a man. You can use your will. Your will is just your power to change and make a choice right now. You can do anything you want right now, just with your using your will. And I think that's where being a man starts with. We're not making excuses, and we're not being victims, but we're already in the process of improving our lives and making better decisions. You know, like I said, man, be aware of these indoctrinated institutions out here. I warn people about the church system out here, you know, and what they're preaching that's just indoctrination to get you buying into these agendas. Is the politics and the church are working hand in hand, man. That Freemasonry and all that stuff is real. They're promoting the same garbage out here to keep you controlled, mindless, and so you can fit right into their little agendas that will continue to cause the problems between man and women, and your children being indoctrinated, and all of these things. People need to wake up. Surround yourself by good brothers like Grown Man and Ice Turner and C. Douglas and BOA and all the other people that we associate with, these clear thinking black men. You know, iron sharpens iron. You know, don't always be around people that will be honest with you, call you out on your BS, but also, you know, you can learn something from. You know, don't always try to be the smartest person in your group, because you know, it's good to be around people who can reveal new knowledge and information. Because like you said, with the networking and the commercial networking that needs to go on, we can't depend on like all the people who hate the systems, and stop depending on it. Start today by finding like-minded people and share services and businesses. That way you can start to get out of this system that you hate and start building a system of your own. And for Grown Man, I'm looking forward to this that financial advice you got. So I'm gonna remember that one.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna chop it up. I'm gonna chop it up with y'all behind the scenes before we actually start talking about it on the panels and stuff, man.
Oh, that,
you know what I'm saying?
Of course.
I'd rather have the like-minded brothers get a grasp of what's going on first, and then we can actually sit down and talk about it, because we've all been indoctrinated into what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
I'm learning every day how much I've really been indoctrinated, and I'm not afraid to admit my eyes are still opening to this day. Not just about society, but about me as a man. You know, I'm always in a self-improving state. I'm always looking at myself in the mirror and calling out the things that I don't like, but not just calling them out. I'm creating a plan to overcome them and improve them. So you'll never find me being a victim. I don't care what the state of the world. I don't care if the system just came out and said, yeah, we're controlling everything. That won't stop me from doing what I want to do, because I'm gonna do it until the day I die. That's the only way I'm gonna stop. So that's it for me. You got it.
Indeed. If you look at the word reality check, it's meaning it's real. So you don't be afraid to reel yourself back in. And I mean, how often does a car get its oil changed? You know, so you have to change your oil.
That's real.
You know, then and don't be and by changing your oil is not really being afraid of looking in the mirror and being vulnerable. Looking at things as far as what is actually wrong, what are things you can actually improve on, and what are things that you can't, and really accepting those things and the things that you can change, you know, move in the now. Because, you know, if you look at the spirit and everything like that, you look at spirit, look at energy, it's active. So it's just moving in that now to make that change.
Okay, then Hulk just put his up there. My bad. Hulk, I was just about to spam you up there, bro.
Yeah, I can't spam mine on this though.
You I got you. I'm gonna get the link there. I'm gonna get the link.
Looking out, family.
Yeah, I put my joint out there so y'all can check me out. You know, got a different view on things, and all my stuff stems from men taking control, being responsible, seeking wisdom, and just taking a self-reflection to understand things for yourself before you're being indoctrinated from other people. Because most of the truth is self-evident. Most of the reality is already written in your mind and in your own understanding. It's just that we have to untrain ourselves from what we've been told to see what's real.
They got a book called "Unfuck Yourself."
That's real. that's probably the realest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, and it's true. You know what I'm saying? You have to break yourself from all the programming, all the agendas that you're being brainwashed by, and just don't get caught up in this false sense of masculinity, where you see, you know, these broads, you know, want to drive a big truck or sag their pants or
I
talk
see it
more
all the
masculine.
time.
Exactly.
Yeah, pushing
You know,
Challengers and Mustangs and all this stuff.
fake masculinity. But understand that there is a lot of guys being programmed this way as well. You know what I'm saying? And so just try not to be one of these guys who are interacting with these type of people, man. Just, you know, as a human being, people like to say, you know, I'm no better than the next man. Well, I tend to disagree with that. My standard is better than yours, and it's up to you to get on that level. You understand what I'm saying? So therefore, yes, I am better than you. Not in a, you know, not in a physical sense, but in a mental sense, in a spiritual sense. I feel like that I'm superior to a lot of bullshit. And that's the way I'm going to carry myself. Am I going to look down on my nose at you? Absolutely not. Do I treat a fucking bum on the street like shit? Of course not. I'm human. You know, I don't. Everyone has a story to tell, and I don't know their fucking circumstances. You know what I'm saying? But I can't give you no motherfucking money, but I can give you some game. I can give you some inspiration.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because money doesn't fix all the problems, just like your dumb ass going out there letting motherfuckers cut your grass and work on your cars and shit. You understand what I'm saying? You can't throw money at every situation. And I'm going to tell you something else, brothers, before I get out of here. Women see that as a weakness as well.
Oh, of course.
You understand what I'm saying?
The women you have to pay for won't respect you, bro. Like, stop leading with your wallet to get to know a woman, and make sure you have some. I heard BOA say that what is it, attraction confirmation, before you even step out there, man. Women, if you are a man of value and you're producing masculine energy, the women they're going to present themselves and make themselves available to you. You don't have to pull out your wallet. You don't have to spit some pickup line that you heard on somebody's channel. Just be who you are. If you're somebody, just be who you are. And that woman will see you, and guess what? That will be free. And she'll come to you respectful, revering who you are. And this is why we have to add value to ourselves, because the more value you add to yourself, the more valuable you are to a high quality woman.
Yep, and the less you have to say. And you just be clear and concise. That's all you really need. You don't need game for a bitch. Excuse me, I'm trying to work on that. You don't need game for a female. You basically just need to be honest, upfront, clear, and concise about what you want. It's that simple.
Man, I seen it. I keep saying I'm gonna get out of here, but I just want to say one more thing. I'm gonna find this clip too of this movie. Well, it might have been a show where the girl was like, he was sitting up there just beating around the bush, and she was like, why do you, they was on a dinner date. She was like, why do you have me here? Why do you want me here? Why don't you just be direct about your intentions? He was like,
Mm-hmm.
and he thought about it for a minute. He was like, I want to take you back to my place and wear that ass out. You know what? She got up from that motherfucking table, grabbed his hand, and they left that motherfucker.
I'm telling you.
That line shit is what's gonna get you every fucking time. It's gonna bite you in the ass too. You wonder why a woman busting out your motherfucking windows and slashing your tires and shit? Because you didn't you lied about you made it seem like she was the only one, and that's a problem.
Facts.
Oh, that finesse game. Where is that leading you to?
And women act. What's crazy is women actually expect us to be men. They expect to hear those type of things because it's honest. Women expect to hear it. That's why as soon as they start hearing, like you say something that, I'm just here to see something, but they don't want. They already detached themselves. They thinking about the guy that they're currently seeing right now. They're not thinking about you. Because they were hoping that you would man up and speak your mind and take control so they can just enjoy you. But nah, you gotta, walk them down the aisle, walk them around and play with them a little bit so they're gonna play with you.
Exactly. And little girls like to be entertained and chased. Women like to be cultured and cultivated and corrected.
Because I guarantee you, that dude who spoke his mind, that woman that you wanted, he gonna get that. He gonna get that at ASAP. And you going, and then about time you get yourself together, she gonna be like, "Oh, I'm good."
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, man, I'm gonna ride up out of here, fellas. I appreciate y'all for coming on tonight, man. We got to do this again, man. Before Saturday. If y'all have some open slots,
I'm good,
bro. I'll keep that slot open for you, bro.
Okay,
and I appreciate I appreciate the spot on your platform, man. You always looking out for me. I appreciate that.
Indeed,
oh yeah, man. You always dropping gems, man. Of course. You know what I'm saying? But that's what's up, man. We gonna get up out of this thing, man. I'll holler at y'all probably Friday if the Most High is willing, man. And I appreciate everybody for tuning in tonight, man. We're gonna play a little music and we're gonna ride, baby. Y'all, while the music playing, man, spam the channel. Spam your channel. Make sure we get some subscribers. Go over there and check out Hook. Go over there and check out Ice Turner. And
I already got some. I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, like the video, brothers. Like the video. Here we go.
I'm gonna put out some more good content. All right, y'all. Peace.
Yeah. Peace.
It's on to maintain, so the life mentality. If it be a tragedy, why you coming after me? Gon' slam me down and bounce me, just to put them hands up. Showed me with resistance, when they told me throw my hands up. It's on to maintain, so the life mentality. If it be a tragedy, why you coming after me? Gon' slam me down and bounce me, just to put them hands up.
Grown man shoes. Grown man shoes. Grown man hat.
Black and mouth full of gold and my neck and wrist frozen. Label me a drug law, supplying a bird ball. When I only put some yellow deep with now in my tank dog. Money in the bank dog. Them haters don't like that. Bitch, this ain't the slave days. Us niggas don't fight back. You practice up like that. All up in the magazine. Put me on a TV screen and I'm gonna say the same thing. You can call me racist. Black man in this white world. I'm sick of seeing sellout niggas married to these white girls. Knowing they the enemy can't never be no friend to me. I just get my dick sucked, nut in their mouth instantly. They ain't nothing but rich, yo. We feel like what you need though. Why you off in work and stuff? She fuck one of your people. Now you want to kill something. Pull up you and OJ. If you ain't got the dream team, then you ain't with it. You okay? I get up on it, your face. Call you a straight house, nigga. I know you gon' fresh charge on with my pistol off in your mouth, nigga. It's all to maintain, so the life and down. If it be a tragedy, the mic is coming out. You gon' slam me down and rouse me, just to put them hands up and join me with resistance. When they told me throw my hands up, it's all to maintain, so told it like mentality. If it be a tragedy, the white folks coming down to me, gon' slam me down and round me. Just to put on hands up, showed me with resistance when they told me throw my hands up. Black man kill a black man, cool it, love that. Black man kill a white man, they sympathy him to that. White man kill a black man, then scream about self-defense. Break it down to manslaughter with all of the evidence. Ever since I've been here, been nothing but sin here. I done backed about the game just to pursue my career, so I'ma say this loud and clear. Motherfuck the white man, Ku Klux Klan talk shit, but they don't want to start shit. Niggas today ignorant, infesting my left generation. Sweet triggers with no hesitation. When Canada altercation, rapping is my occupation, but I still ride with my pistol though, and drop the top low so I can feel a wind blow. Pull up on side of white folks, smile, show every goal I got. Smoking on some sticky tickets, but y'all like to call it pot. Young black man calling shots, middle finger to all the cops. Suck a nigga dick, pulling your Glock out for a traffic stop. It's all to maintain social life mentality. If it be a tragedy, the white folks coming down to me, gon' slam me down and round me. Just to put on hands up, show me with resistance. They told me throw my hands up. It's all to maintain social life mentality. If it be a tragedy, white folks coming down to me, gon' slam me down and round me. Just to put on hands up, show me with resistance. They told me throw my hands up. It's all to maintain social life mentality. If it be a tragedy, these niggas out here talking about a nigga hating on you. Talking about a nigga hating on you. Bitch ass nigga, you know who hating on you. Yeah, and the judge hating on your bitch ass nigga. The police and all that type of shit. What the fuck you talking about? A nigga hating on you behind a hole. Real nigga bitch.